a shop on the edge of town. Bottles bubbling, shades of brown. With a wink, he'll sell you dreams. Potion man's got magic schemes. Potion man with your reasonable price, mixing spells and a pinch of spice. Magic scrolls if you're feeling bold. A wizard's heart, a story untold. Behind the counter his cauldron steams. A dash of hope, a pinch of dreams. He hums a tune as he brews the night, turning darkness into light. Potion man with your reasonable price, mixing spells and a pinch of spice. Magic scrolls if you're feeling bold. A wizard's heart, a story untold. He'll fix your luck with a crimson brew, or sell a scroll to make skies blue. In his hands the world takes form, a potion to weather any storm. Late at night when the shop is dim, he whispers secrets to the wind. Potion man with his careful art, brewing wonder straight from the heart. Potion man with your reasonable price, mixing spells and a pinch of spice. Magic scrolls if you're feeling bold. A wizard's heart, a story untold. Hey, hey.
Why, hello everyone, and welcome back to another live stream. I'm your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield, here on Voice of the Rings. And today, my friends, it is a happy Hobbit day indeed. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day in Middle-earth, my friends. Let me make sure we can hear the in-game sounds, because there we go. Alright, oh, there we are. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another live stream. I'm your hosting guide, like I just said, Zollin Ironshield, and today is Hobbit Day. So what are we going to do today, my friends? Well, we are going to be traveling around the Shire in this wonderful game of Lord of the Rings Online. Now, it is a little rainy where I am right now. Maybe it won't be raining in the Shire, but that's okay. I love the rain and storms. And let me stop my little bubble pipe here because it's kind of loud. but we're going to have a lot of fun today, and we're going to have a blast. And basically, the goal of this video today and enjoyment is, for one, I want to let you guys know we're doing a collaboration playlist with all of our wonderful other Tolkien YouTubers here who do different Lord of the Rings content. And you got to check them out. I will link their thing in the description. I don't have it there right now, but you might have come to my video because you're on the playlist already. But I will have that there. And again, you can check everybody out here. And thank you to Elfriend for hosting it. Really appreciate that she volunteered to host the playlist this year. So again, check it out. Give them likes and subscribes. And again, thank you. And if you enjoy my content here today, maybe throw a like and subscribe on there. It's free if I earn it. All right, so let me turn down that music a wee bit. It's epic, but it's a wee bit loud. There we go. We'll right there for now. So we're going to be traveling around the great world of The Lord of the Rings Online, which of course is based on Tolkien's Middle-earth. It's pretty darn accurate. It is scaled down, so don't worry, we will not be walking for 5 days through the Shire. But we are going to do some walking through the Shire today, and we're going to have some fun. So mainly we're going to cover the main bulk of the actual Shire. We might walk up into yonder Shire a little bit. It's like a more northern location, and we'll talk about that. We'll be concerning hobbits. We're going to be, we'll mention Hobbit facts and things like that as we go in different locations. And hopefully I'll just make it fun for you guys. That's the goal. I'm here to have fun and make it fun for you. So welcome everyone. Let me bring up the live chat in case you guys want to chat. There we go. All right. Hello. Welcome over there. What's up, Dance? Hello. Hello. All right. TZBs, what's up? Q. William, hello. Greetings. Welcome everyone to today's stream, or if you're watching this later as a video. I appreciate it greatly. All right. Let's have some fun. So this is our kinship home. This is where we are right now. We are in our kinship house. We are in the northern location. It is actually a Hobbit housing location. As you can see, the houses right here are very Hobbity. But it is a northern location in the Lord of the Rings Online. They go into showing you the river folk, or the people that live kind of on the right side of the Misty Mountains. It's kind of where Gollum's supposed to be from, technically. So they're relatives of the Hobbits, but they're not like solid. Tolkien never really made that like a solid direct. They're like, yeah, they were Hobbits, but kind of a little bit different than the Hobbits we know of in the Shire. We're going to be in the Shire today, but this is where we live, our kinship. We live right up here in this little pretty mountainous area, which again, you're not going to, I'll try to give you guys very nice visuals here. So I got rid of all the stuff on the sides. But here's all our mounts and horses. A couple people in my kinship might tag along. We got a couple Tamwins here. They are welcome to walk with us. If you are on the server Glamdring and you'd like to hang out and walk around with us in the Shire, feel free. All right, so these are just some of our pets here, and we've got a beautiful, again, this is our area. I actually love with the rain and stuff, but the problem is I don't have as far a view with the rain. I can't show you the sights. But we can walk up on this rock still and kind of see the valley below us here. So again, this is up in the Misty Mountains, technically. We're about to go to the Shire right now. So with that out of the way, beautiful little shot right there with the rain going on. By the way, fun fact from Lord of the Rings Online, if you look straight up in a rainstorm, you will notice the raindrops hit your eyes or the screen. It gives you a cool little effect, which I've always thought was kind of a cool little side note. Some people have been playing this game as long as I have, and they don't know this. I found this out a few years back. So anyway, let's go ahead and travel over to the Shire. So we are going to go ahead and summon a little quartermaster here, or stable master, I should probably say. All right, here he is, sir. I would like to go to... we're going to go to... people say this all different. I think it's Mickle Delving. Some people say Michel Delving. Some people say... I used to say Michael Delving, and I realized that's not how it's spelled. I think it's Mickle Delving. It's something like that. It is. I always found the language in Tolkien's books very interesting. Not only are some things very hard to pronounce, which we all joke about as Tolkien fans, knowing how to say it. And I noticed that different parts of the community will say it different ways, things like that. All right. Anyway, let me go ahead and invite, just so we kind of know where we are on the map here. All right, there we go. All right, so we are going to just kind of chill and enjoy. So this is, let me put the music back up, now that it's not as loud in this area, so we can have the ambiance. And we'll go ahead and just do a little walkabout here. So this is we'll just do I'll do a slow run. This is the Mickle Delving here in the Shire. It is a very famous town location in the books. There isn't a whole lot of like massive information on it, but it is a very it's a famous spot, and you can kind of walk around here and see. Is it someone else is chilling with us? Hello. It's a very nice little place. So again, our goal today is to kind of give you the site. So I'm going to try to find some really high points. No joke, pun intended. But like altitude high. Oh, hello. Nice. Would you like to be in the group too? All right, so here we go. Oh, someone's right there. It's been really fun being on the new servers. There's just so many people all the time. It's great. And it's Hobbit Day. I'm sure there's tons of people on today. Even on a Monday for us in right. Here is a great one, the Bounder's Bounty. This is some event they do every year here in the game. The Bounders are kind of, again, kind of like a sheriff, right? To an extent. They kind of watch this stuff in events. But, yeah, it's just kind of fun. Cool statues. I love just walking through this game. It's so peaceful. It's so fun and relaxing. Hello, Durin. Hello, Robert Mott. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. And it's a very rainy day here in the Shire. And by the way, you cannot control the weather in the game. It's not like you can just change it. It's just the weather. I wore my green hat today for Hobbit Day, so we can relax and have fun. Right up there is the Matham House, which is actually something that is mentioned by Tolkien. Again, the developers, I'm going to go ahead and get on my horse so I can go slow here, guys. The developers, just so we're not quite as slow moving around, really tried very hard to make it as accurate as possible. I would probably say a lot of stuff in LOTRO when it comes to the original areas is probably even more accurate than like what Peter Jackson did, and Peter Jackson stayed pretty accurate to a lot of stuff. There were some things you had to cut short for movies, but with an MMO and a video game like this, you can just deep dive into every little corner, like what's happening in that corner of the Shire, right? Because you're not just getting shots from a movie, right? So this up here is the, I'm gonna ride around a little quicker here so we can cover some ground. So this is the Keeper of Bombard Foxtail. This is the Matham House, which, by the way, I believe we can go into the Matham House. Can we go into the Matham House, or is it off limits? Oh, we can. All right, here's the Matham House. I forgot all about this. Now, another game that I sometimes cover, Rise to War. The Matham Peddler is how you get all your gear, right, in that phone game. Not really super accurate for the lore, but that's a phone game. This is LOTRO. This is an MMO. This is different. But yeah, it's a really pretty little place. You can kind of walk around in it, check it out. Now, I have a different walk animation. I'm actually going to put it on. I love the flute music in this game. It's amazing. I actually have one video on the channel. It's on my playlist called The Inklings, which if you're a Tolkien fan, you know what that is. I will say it though, so you know. It is the group that did writing with Tolkien. So C.S. Lewis, Tolkien, and like 3 or 4 other very famous people, which are not staying in my head right now. But it's the group. So basically, that's my interview playlist. The whole point I'm saying that, I interviewed the person who did a lot of the music you're listening to right now, the composer, Chance Thomas. He's a great guy, friend of mine, and he's really, yeah, great music. I am going to go into my collection real fast before I forget, and I'm going to change my movement. I have something special here. We're gonna do this movement. There we go. It's a little smoother for the video too. Yeah, I know I have a staff now, but that's okay. So anyway, the Matham House, everyone. It's kind of fun to see the small corners of Lord of the Rings online. I didn't know you go in the basement. Little basement? There's a turtle! There's a little turtle! That's a little turtle. It's got a little house. That's adorable. It's a very scary looking turtle, but it's like a snap turtle. I'll take this moment to do a shout out. So again, we do have a kinship in Lord of the Rings Online on Glamdring. I'm going to walk back upstairs. It is the Voice of the Rings kinship here on Glamdring on Lord of the Rings Online. And we have many different groups within it. Our leaders lead different events. And on Sunday afternoons, our Commander Beth leads the Tortoise group. And their goal is to level slowly. And that turtle reminded me of it. And that's what they work on. So they enjoy the game and enjoy the story. Now, for here on my channel, if you don't know why my channel is called Voice of the Rings and you're new to my channel, I do a lot of different things. And the two main reasons is I do voiceovers in the Lord of the Rings Online. So I actually have a voiceover playlist called LOTR Tale, and I do Summon on a LOTR Adventure, my two playlists. And also, I want to be a voice for Tolkien. So those are kind of my two reasonings for the name over the years. Alright, so anyway, again, this is beautiful Mickle Delving. We are going to go to the hill on top and kind of see out the back. Again, because of the storm, it's going to be kind of foggy and cloudy, so we're not going to be able to see the full distance of the Shire from this hill. So you can always check out one of my other tour playlists or videos looking at the Shire later if you are curious to see a farther shot. But you can still see pretty far. Look at mushrooms! Oh my gosh. Look at all the mushrooms. There's a boar. Just hanging out. Oh, and a shrew. There's a shrew there too. Alright, we're gonna go to the top of this hill if I can. Yes, we can. Go to a top of a hill in a thunderstorm with no trees. It's not a very good idea, is it? Alright, so anyway, there it is. So normally, if there wasn't a storm going on, you'd be able to see all the way to that mountain over there. The other side, we'd be able to see the party tree and stuff. But we're going to walk over there, so you're going to see it either way. My horse will be fine in this rain, don't worry, guys. But there it is. There's a beautiful shot of Mickle Delving. Hello, welcome, BR, to the stream. How's it going? Hello, Hisu over on Twitch. Hello, hello. Welcome, you guys. So anyway, this is where we're at. And again, the storms sometimes are pretty quick in this game, so they might be gone before we finish the stream, and they'll be able to see stuff still. Alright, well, we're going to walk down this road over here. So I'm going to ride normal speed, though. I'm not going to walk. I'm going to take a full gallop here. And we are going to run down this road here. We're going to go this way, and we're going to go along here. Now, I'd like to show you guys Tuckborough, which is, I think, going to be our next stop. So we will follow the roads just to make it easy on our brains here. I could run straight there, but then you guys are going to be like, where are we? We're in the middle of the mountains. And I'll be like, yeah, well. All right, this is Waymeet. Again, most of the names in this game are going to be accurate to Tolkien's lore, which I like. They did fill in some things, right? There are some things filled in. I believe Waymeet. I'm trying to remember if this is broken because of the Nazgul. I have a feeling, but I'm not 100%. There was a quest, I think. I might be wrong about that, but so you guys might want to know what the time frame is of the Lord of the Rings Online to kind of put you into perspective. So the Lord of the Rings Online, it depends on kind of where you are in the main story because it does adjust slowly over time. So basically, if you start the game, you start right at the beginning of the Fellowship book. All right, so that's like the time frame. It's like right when they're about to kind of like leave, and yeah, it's right before the Fellowship book. Now, if you get they have a little expansion called the Shadows of the Past, or I can't think of it right now. Which one it's called. It's just a little mini expansion. We're going to go up this hill right here. That goes to Bywater. That goes to Tuckborough. And then Waymeet and Hobbiton and Shire. Homestead. So those are all the cool places. So we're going to go up here to Tuckborough. But anyway, basically, if you play that one, you're before the Fellowship book a little bit. But usually you start right at the beginning of the Fellowship book in the storyline. Technically, if you start as a dwarf or an elf, you kind of have a little intro that's in the past, like where you start as a dwarf, you kind of start in the Hobbit era, of the book, the beginning of the Hobbit, which is like kind of like 80 years before the ish. It's not exact. Before the Lord of the Rings. So basically, at that point, here's Tuckborough. By the way, we can look at it while I talk. Let's see if I can do two things at once. Have a conversation and yeah. Usually I can't. I'm usually pretty good at that, but you know. But basically, the Lord of the Rings starts at the Fellowship, the main lead story, and you go through the entire book. And your character is basically a good accomplice at helping the Fellowship to an extent. That's one of your big things. And you go around and help towns and villages. You're basically a little hero on the side. You're like the unsung hero backstory, right? Of some, you know, random hobbit, elf, dwarf, or man who goes around and helps different people of Middle-earth, the free peoples of Middle-earth. And then at the end, right where we are right now, the new expansions, we are actually into the appendices of the Lord of the Rings. We're in the Fourth Age. We're helping Aragorn and Arwen reestablish Gondor and fix things up, right? Now, at this point, since we're so past Lord of the Rings books, they do fill stuff in and add things and add some bad guys and this and that and the other. But, I mean, it makes sense. It all, like, fits and makes sense into the whole arc story. Because if you think about it, when Sauron is killed, in the movies, we get a false impression that all the orcs are just annihilated with him. Because they all fall into the earth. Which, by the way, movie perspective, that was good on Peter Jackson. Because it made you feel like, oh my gosh, they won. Right? In reality, when Sauron was defeated, his orcs didn't just disappear, right? There was a lot of orcs to deal with still. There were still evil Númenóreans, there were still evil Haradrim, and Corsairs, and all that different stuff. I also love flag animations in this game. For being such an older engine, this game, I think they look so cool. I love the art style of Lord of the Rings Online, right? I could rant on this a while. A lot of my regular viewers know this, but let's see if I can get on this rock. Can I get on this rock? Not quite. Can I run and get on this rock? Oh, so close. Sometimes I can glitch it out. I'll go on this rock with them. But here's a good view. We are on the top of Tuckborough. So again, Tuckborough is where Pippin is from, right? Fun fact, Pippin becomes the mayor, right, of the Shire later. Pippin also becomes one of the tallest hobbits in history, thanks to the Ent water he drank. Pippin also basically, when Aragorn, King of Gondor, and Arnor re-established right after the book, he actually gives Pippin, obviously he knows him so well, they're like best friends, he gives the Shire their own official, like, stuff, which they kind of were before, but he gave them their official, like, you're your own little country kind of thing, it just, and basically, you know, he works with Pippin a lot with things, so, it's pretty cool. Yeah, Pippin actually becomes quite the leader. I know we joke about him in the movies that, oh my gosh, Gandalf can't stand Pippin, blah, blah, blah. It's not really right from the original lore, but it is funny. And by the way, Billy Boyd I loved how he acted Pippin through the entire movies. He's amazing. So, I was fine with it. A lot of the changes with characters in Peter Jackson's movies made sense for the movie telling perspective. There were some, like, you know, disappointments to an extent, right? Like, I would say, like, Faramir is, like, just so epic in the books, and he's a little bit more of a downer, kind of, in the Lord of the Rings movies. But I gotta say, I think that actor's still, like, I still love Faramir in the movies. Like, he still has core pieces of him from the books, so. Alright, so what we're gonna do now, everyone, is we are going to loop around and go to Hobbiton. Alright, so we're going to ride this way, and I'm just going to cut straight through the mountains to make this a little quicker. I do love to see that, is it going to be, it's afternoon in the game here. Oh man, it's the rain is lightening up. We're getting a little bit more distance we can see. Here's a bunch of beautiful flowers. Happy Hobbit Day, everyone. Happy Hobbit Day. Hello, Glad, welcome. He's over on Twitch too, hello. Panda, hello, hello. Happy Hobbit Day, everyone. For Hobbit Day, we are traveling the Shire as I talk away about Lord of the Rings facts. So there is, oh yeah, look at it, it's lifting, the storm is lifting, we can see farther now. Sweet. Alright, so there's a great shot of, so this is Hobbiton down below us. Fun fact, everybody. Where's the green dragon located? Can anyone tell me where the green dragon is located? It's a trick question a little bit, I'll just warn you. I'll give everyone in the live stream, I'll give you like 20 seconds because there's the delay. So answer what, like, town that the green dragon is located. So there is Hobbiton. Right there. You can see that very, very large tree on the top of the hill in the back. Can you see my mouse? I think you can see my mouse, right? This tree right here. That is the tree that is on top of Bag End, which you can see Bag End right here. We're going to go look at it, don't worry. And this is the party tree. You can see a bunch of tents around it. So, anyway, let's go ahead and we're going to do a slow descent into Hobbiton here. I love the music from the Shire. It just makes me happy just listening. Hey guys, look, it's a butterfly. Alright, so we are coming down into Hobbiton. Hello, Thunder! First thing Thunder did a couple years ago in LOTRO as a newbie says, play along the Shire quests. Yes, yes. And, like, for the first time, the Shire quests are really fun because it's just really very heart... That's not the right term. It's, like, really full of happiness and joy, and it's just really nice. Now, later, if you're, like, trying to power level, Shire's probably not the best place to do it because everything takes a long time. You're, like, going to, like, get the chicken eggs from a gaming perspective. But from a storytelling perspective and lore, the Shire is gorgeous in the game. All right, so you guys probably... Robert Mott, he got it. All right. He says Bywater. Yes, good job. Well done. So Hobbiton does have an inn, but it is the Ivy Bush Inn. So a lot of people don't realize that. So we'll go on the Ivy Bush Inn for a minute. But the one right below Bag End and the party tree is actually the Ivy Bush Inn. If you want to go to Bag End, you have to walk next door to the town of Bywater, which is really close. Now, granted, again, please keep in mind, everyone, that the game has scaled things down. I would like to tell you, though, to warn you ahead, the game has great travel mechanics if you ever want to play it, but, meaning like fast travels and stuff, this is one of the biggest games there is, like in scale. Like in every video game in the world, like in reality. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? There are very few games that are even close to LOTRO's scale. How big the game is. For example, if I started walking from Thorin's Hall, and I decided I'd walk from Thorin's Hall to Mordor, it would take me like running, my character running, like almost 2 hours. Like, it's a lot. It's big. It's a big world. They have so much added already into the game. You can go to so many iconic locations in Middle-earth. And again, on this channel, if you don't want to play it yourself, or you don't have time, which understandable, and most take time, come watch some of my LOTRO Tale or watch my tour playlists. I cover a lot of locations, and I do stream and record in very high bitrate and quality so that you get as best quality as I can muster for you. We're going to go ahead and go into the Ivy Bush Inn here. And believe me, it took me a long time to find the right settings to make the best quality video. So this is the Ivy Bush Inn. Actually, it's so funny. There's somebody else here chilling out besides our friends, obviously. Get a nice little drink, relax. Here is the innkeeper. Who is it? All right, there it is. It's Hereward Lomdown.
What
now,
can I do for you this fine day?
It is a fine day. Happy Hobbit Day, sir. So the I'm gonna sell that actually. But yeah, I'm not gonna drink something because in this game, if you drink alcohol, your character gets woozy, and we don't want to have to look through a woozy screen for the next 5 minutes. You can get where your character's going, and is like, and the screen is like moving back and forth, and everything's like brown and like bubbles. It's a little obnoxious if I'm trying to give you guys good visuals, but it is funny. All right. So we're going to continue our walk here. I'm just going to walk up the hill like this. You can see a bunch of other people online, other players all over the place. So again, we're going to walk. This is Hobbiton. We're just walking through Hobbiton here with our friends. And I love it that the rain is just lightening up. So you can see we have really good visuals opening up. Still not 100% distance we can see, but hey, it's way better than it was. Now here's a very iconic location, which I feel like they did kind of mirror the movies, right? Also, look at that water, the water in this game. I love it. Look at this. Look at these little ripple effects. Look at that. So cool. For such an older engine game, I just love the ripple effects, the water in this game. And the reflections look legit. But if you're a usual on my channel, we have a joke. Zolin's like, oh, look at that water. I do it in like every single video and stream ever. Also, it's really kind of cool to see there's some salmon right there in the river. But and yes, you can fish in this game. The hobby fishing I actually think it's pretty fun. We had an event in our kinship where everyone fished, and then I gave rewards based on how many fish they caught. So there are, I like the raindrop effects on the river. So, but and yeah, it's a beautiful, nice afternoon here in the Lord of the Rings Online. I'm really happy that I got the timing. I can look it up ahead, but it's kind of a pain sometimes. Technically now it is dusk here in the game. So let's go ahead and get up to the party tree before you can see fishing happening right now. Tamlin's catching a fish. Oh, lost the fish. Bummer. Probably because I said let's go. All right, I'm just going to slow walk up this hill because I want to be able to kind of enjoy this area while I talk. So right here, the old gaffer, Sam's dad, he is tending a garden right here to the left, and I believe this is one of his houses. They're like the little guest homes underneath the hill here. You got different farms all the way around. Again, beautiful shot right there of Hobbiton behind us. There's a guy doing a little wheelbarrow. Yeah, I love this game. Hello, Elbin. Hello, Nathan. Welcome to the stream. Look at that water. Exactly, Elbin. Couldn't have said it better myself. Such beauty. Yes, I really like this game. And here's the thing, right? I'm the kind of guy that no matter what game I play, I love to like look at the positivity of it, right? And the different levels of things. And I get it. These graphics might not be for everybody, right? The type of graphics or whatever. But in reality, like, I love the art style of this game, right? And that's how I feel like, you know, even with like something like World of Warcraft. You know, the art style is cool. Like, it's a cool art style. Things for me too are like textures and stuff. That's where I'm kind of like, you start feeling the age of something. But Lord of the Rings Online has been doing a lot of graphical texture updates consistently for the last 3 or 4 years. So like, the Shire did not look this good in the past. Now, some locations in Middle-earth, they've updated the rendering distance of bushes, and they didn't used to have this tall grass and things like that back in the day. It did not look nearly as pretty as it does today. So the game has really come a long way when it comes to graphical fidelity. But the bottom line is, it's not a thing to defend the game. It's an older game. It is. Is it a very healthy population? Yes. It's doing great in that area. It's a really fun game. They've been doing great updates to it. We've got many years of this game. The devs literally said that. They re-got the rights to keep going with this game for another 10 years. So, and I was literally told that they have like, I did an interview with one of the main guys, and he literally said, we have like 8 years of storytelling and like what we have ready to go. I'm like, wow, for expansions. So that's not a worry there at all whatsoever. But it's really fun. They just updated 64-bit servers on this game. It was, again, the older engine was running on 32-bit. They just updated a brand new server banks. They moved all this stuff. There are some up and downs because of that, with things that happened. But overall, the devs are great. They do their best to keep things going smooth, and it's really a fun game. And yes, the 64-bit servers made such a difference when it came to lag from the game many years ago. Wow. So we can have 15 times the people online, and it's like 1/15 the lag. So it runs way good now. It's really nice. And of course, obviously, clients have already been updated in the past. But here is now entering the hill. This is the party tree down below us. I really like this one a lot. Now, and my computer, you know, I have a very good computer, but like right now I'm getting a nice, you know, 70 frames. Some places I'll get like 140 frames, which, again, I'm not sure how much this game can use that with my screen, but I'm not sure. The stream is pretty, I think the stream is steady at 60 is what I have it set at, so. All right, but this is the party tree. This is where a lot of the fun events go on every year here in the game as well as in the Shire. She's playing a little music. But there's scavenger hunts and drinking games and eating pie games and stuff. There's no event going on right now, so there's a lot less NPCs than non-player characters. But normally when there's an event, they'll be all in these tents, and there'll be all these quests you can get and things like that. So, there's also a fun one where you can go in Bilbo's basement, which is down here, and apparently it's like for Halloween, which will probably come in pretty soon. So you might see that in a video or stream of me playing that later, because Halloween's coming up real quick. All right, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get back on our... I'm going to get on my goat now for a minute here. All right, here's my goat. So I am going to go ahead and ride up to... We're going to go look at Bag Ends. In a hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit. Not a wet, dirty hole filled with oozing things and worms. This is a hobbit hole. And this means comfort. Welcome, you guys. This is their rendition of the Hobbit hole. By the way, if I read the book, which I should have grabbed the Fellowship or the Hobbit. I guess it's the Hobbit that is the one that line's from. The door is actually exactly the description of the book. Like, it's literally a green door with a gold knob. That's like the exact description of the book. So anyway, it's kind of fun. And this is the one and only Lobelia Sackville Baggins. She's still after his spoons. And then this is Lotho Sackville Baggins. Now again, remember in the book, they've kind of taken over at this point in the story because the story kind of adjusts per region, depending on where you are in the story. But Frodo is on his adventure right now, basically. And Bilbo is in Rivendell, so they have taken over the estate of Bag End for now. And you can see a very wonderful, wonderful view right here of the entire lands. And you can see now that the sun is actually setting. It's dusk. But you can see very far now. Now, if there was no rain at all, we might be able to see over to these hills. But it is becoming nighttime here in the game. And this is actually where you make one of your character creation screen. If you notice, if you make a hobbit, this is where your hobbit will be standing. But yeah, this is Bag End. We'll take a little walkabout inside here. Oh, there's a rainbow. Just for Hobbit Day. Is there an option to actually cap frames? Yes, Alvin, to answer your question. Yes, there is. I think it's in graphics advanced. I do not cap my frames though, but I believe there is. Huh. Oh, there it is. Right here. Let's see, you can do auto. You can do 60, 59. You got all the options. I just leave it on max. All right, we're gonna go into why is Sabili, whatever her name is here, and why does she have a quest for me?
Can't a body be left alone?
Can't a body be left alone? I heard about the troubles my nephew Mundo went through in Breland. I assume we're here with old... What is that name? Flown Dumbling's coin purse to repay us for Mundo's hardship? You're not? What is this nonsense? Whitefoot doesn't have an ounce of sense in that fat head of his. It doesn't surprise me that he didn't have the courage to come tell me this himself. But he'll regret it. I'll go to Mickledelving to see him personally and tell him, in no uncertain terms, what I think of him. What use is it as mayor, anyway? And what use are the bounders, for that matter? My nephew has gone through so much, and he was barely outside the bounds.
All right, calm down, ma'am. Calm down.
I want a word with you.
All right. Anyway, there's some of the story. So that's one of the quests I had for her, but I'm not gonna worry about doing the
I
next one
want
here.
a word with you.
So she's mad that something bad happened to her nephew. So, you know, classic. She's a classic, yeah. All right, moving on. So if you go in here, the books explain the story of it. In fact, let me get it up real quick here for you guys. I just want to show you how good this is. I would have had this up for you guys ahead of time, but I kind of totally forgot. I just say it. I just forgot, okay? Here we go. All right, here we go. I got it. All right, just for fun. This is Hobbit Day, concerning hobbits. Let's read, so this is actually from An Unexpected Party. Concerning hobbits is in the Fellowship book, but let's just enjoy this beautiful lighting here, and I want to show you this real quick with the description. I believe is in An Unexpected Party. Let's see. In a hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit. Not a nasty, dirty wet hole filled with ends of worms and oozy smell, nor yet a dry, bare, sandy hole with nothing in it to sit down on or to eat. It was a hobbit hole, and that means comfort. It had a perfectly round door. All right. There we go. It had a perfectly round door like a porthole, painted green with a shiny yellow brass knob in the exact middle. The door opened on a tube-shaped hall like a tunnel. All right, let's go ahead and go back inside. All right. A tube-shaped hall like a tunnel. A very comfortable tunnel without smoke, with painted walls and floors tiled and carpeted. All right. You guys just kind of keep looking while I explain. I just love the fact how closely they followed this description in The Hobbit. Of course, I look away and then I lose my spot. Provides with polished chairs and lots for hats and coats. The Hobbit was fond of visitors. The tunnel wound on and on, going fairly but not quite straight into the side of the hill. All right. There we go. And again, this goes on and on and on. And again, for reasons I don't know if I'm able to read much more than that I'm not sure it's copyright stuff. So we'll go ahead and stop there. But anyway, you can see the description there of how they do the description. And if you notice, this looks very much like the movie. So there was they both took inspiration from the book quite well in the Peter Jackson Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, obviously trilogies. But we're inside Bag End. We can chill in here. There's probably I don't know, that's Bilbo or one of his ancestors, not sure. Happy birthday to the Hobbits everywhere. Yes, Belwyn, exactly. I should have probably said at the beginning of the stream, but if you guys didn't know why Hobbit Day is on September 22nd, that is because that is the same day of Bilbo and Frodo's birthdays, which they do have on the same day. Yes, they're not the same age, but they have the same birthday, which is mentioned in the movie, too, a little bit, but... So pretty much this is, oh, Chip, hello, welcome. It's Chumley. All right, so here is the dining area, which, again, I don't know if you like or dislike the Hobbit trilogy. I love the Hobbit trilogy, but that part where he's talking about the the map, and this is where you know, where Bilbo's like, what, fire, and he just faints, you know. He's like, oh, very helpful, Beaufort. I love that part. So anyway, this is basically it. And here is the dining room. Now, I will say the pantry looks much better in the movie, but this is still probably realistic with all this stuff. And granted, all the food got eaten up by everyone probably. And then you can't go into the rest of the house. It's just basically because the Sackville Bagginsons are sacking the place. No, just kidding. But that's the whole... There's a little map of it. But with that, guys, we're going to go back outside. By the way, if you're wondering why the heck are you running like Tom Bombadil with your silly little run, it's my walk animation I turned on. That's the one that gives me the ability to walk slow with this staff. Oh, wow. We have some gorgeous skies now. We got some fireworks from the party tree. Oh, wow. Look at that. So this is the evening sky here in the Shire. This is what Bilbo and Frodo would sit and look at all the time. Out these little... are these seats, will they connect with me if I sit? Sometimes they... Ah, it does. Okay, it actually grew. The seat grew. Impressive. So we can just sit here and enjoy the beauty of the Shire. Do you notice crickets just started? Did you hear that? And cicadas? Because evening changed. This game has a tremendously well done audio system when it comes to times of day and music. So this music playing right now is actually designed for the evening, like right at dusk. So, Hobbit spins. But yeah, there is, again, beautiful baguettes. So, this is basically the spot, if you think about it in the movie, remember when Bilbo and Gandalf before the party in the Fellowship movie are smoking their pipes, looking down over the party tree with Gandalf has the boat go through his smoke ring, like the smoke boat. This is the spot, pretty much, is what they did for Lord of the Rings Online. All right, so anyway, with that, we continue traveling around. We're about to get some epic music, I think, or is it over? All right, so got another player here. Hello, Crystal Moon. Kinship. All right, so we're going to go ahead. Here's what we're going to do next. So it's going to be coming night soon. I would like to go over hill and then under hill. You guys remember that, right, from The Hobbit? When he's telling Smaug that, Bilbo? When he says, I'm from Overhill and Underhill. Well, Overhill is a location. And I believe Underhill is the name of the people. Oh, no, excuse me. Underhill is because he's in Bag End. He lives under the hill, right? So he's Overhill and Underhill. Because he lives in Overhill. It's the area. So that's why, and Smug's like, lovely titles, right? But anyway, we are going to basically, so to our left is the swamp. I don't really want to go into the swamp, especially because it's becoming nighttime, so there's like no point. But we can get some good visuals there. There is the swamp. There's a bunch of frogs down there and things like that next to us. And then if I go up here, you notice there's pine trees back here. A lot of people might have not think of the Shire as having pine trees, but when you go up a little farther in the back here, they start getting some pine trees. And this is the back area of the Shire. So we'll follow this road. Again, my friends are keeping up with me, my Hobbit friends. They're representing for Hobbit Day, for their Hobbits. I almost went on my Hobbit, but then I'm like, hey, you guys are so used to seeing me on Zollin that I feel like that would be weird to be on a different character. My dwarf. I'm definitely a dwarf. Everyone knows that. All right, we're now entering Bindbal Wood. And now we're at Overhill. Wow, there's so many players on. I mean, I guess it's Hobbit Day, but it's like fun day. Wouldn't expect that this many people just wandering around. All right, so anyway, this is Overhill, the town. Nice little place. Here's Hartholman. Postman Boffin. Many Boffins died to bring us this mail. Wait, wrong world. Okay, wrong universe. This is a really pretty spot. I like the angle of this right here. By the way, when you enter and leave different regions, the music will change. That's why sometimes it'll be erupt. Now it's nighttime, but it is kind of cool that you can see the reflection of the house on the water there. It's kind of cool. But again, I'm gonna go ahead and get back on my goat here. my goatee. But I just love exploring this area of the woods. Feel free, guys, anybody in the streams live right now, if you have a specific place you'd like to see, something in the story, something like that in the Shire, please tell me, because I'll weave it into my stream right now. If there's like somewhere you really want to see, or a, you know, a character. I actually didn't show you the old gaffer. I could have said hi to him. But here we are at this little hunting lodge over here. It's kind of a pretty little spot. But what we're going to do is we're going to head north. We're going to do a loop, and we'll loop around the Shire here. And that is a goblin. We must deal with him. Okay, here's one of the bounders of the Free Peoples. He is a level 150 NPC. It's like we're what our max level. So he's basically here to shoot any goblin that shows up. That poor little Lebanon goblin would not even stand a chance. Tamlin's going to get it. Get it, Tamlin. All right, he's dead. Good job. Well done. No goblins are allowed. All right, so here's a nice little Shire white doe deer. White-tailed doe. Excuse me, is that totally backwards? Ooh, copper. I'm going to mine this. So they introduced something in the past where you can mine from your mount. It's a little bit like, I know it's not realistic looking, because normally, look, normally when I mine, this is what it happens. When you find these little mines, you use your pickaxe. But, oh, down with the bear. It was so annoying to have to get off your mount every time, though, so I really appreciate that they changed that from a gameplay perspective. So anyway, here is one of the beautiful waterfalls. Again, this is where we are on the map. We're going to cross this beautiful bridge here. Everything is beautiful. I've said beautiful like 15 times already in this stream. Let's think of a new word. Majestic. Yeah, I'm going to say that 15 times. I'm just kidding. The moon is out now. You can just see it peeking through the trees back there. All right, so we're heading farther north here. This townsperson's got all his little sheepies. There's some bats that came out right there. That's kind of cool to see. See the group of bats. And right there, in fact, I believe that's a single bat, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's just a bat, isn't it? Like an actual single bat. That's pretty cool. If you guys seen some, I'm sure a lot of you have seen that in person in real life. I don't know, depending on where you live, but occasionally where I live, I'll get a bat. All right, so we're in Brocken, say it right? Brockenborings. All right, that's how you say it, I think. I'm always like trying my best to pronounce things correctly because I don't want to like start a wrong pronunciation. There is the moon, nice out and about. Now here is a fun spot. All right, that goes to Evendim, Oathbarton, Dwalling. So this is a memorial to, who do you think? Anyone can guess from just the carving? Can anyone guess what this is? So the chair has the same properties as the One Ring because it grows to your size? Yes. I'm sorry I missed that. Yes. What's up, Poteen? Where gold was invented? Yeah. The green fields. Yeah, we could definitely go look at the green fields for sure. So this is yes, golf. Correct. This is a oh gosh, oh my, now I'm drawing a blank on his name. He killed the great goblin and hit its head down a hole, and that's how the game of golf was invented. Bororatuk, right? That was his great uncle. I think that's the right name. And he could ride a real horse, as Gandalf says in the movie, because he was that big of a hobbit. Now, I don't think he was as big as Pippin later, but he was a big guy. But this is a carving of basically the goblin's head, and he's going to hit it down a rabbit hole. So this is kind of where it started. Another fun thing about this game, mechanically, just kind of for fun, if you actually if you watch the moon very closely, or the sun, probably not recommended to look at the sun very long, but in a game you can. The moon slowly moves across the sky. Now, faster than it would in real life, obviously. If I get a comment, well, it's too fast, Zollin, I'm gonna be like, really? But it moves across the sky. So by the time it goes up all the way, and then it goes down, and then the sun comes up, right? And does the same thing. And again, there's a cool shot with all the birds in the background. You can also see constellations. Now, this is a fun one, and people have different thoughts and views on this because Tolkien never solidly said yes, nay, or yay. But we do know that a lot of the star formations were similar to ours. So a lot, it's just, you can see the Big Dipper right there. You see the Big Dipper? Dink, 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 dink. See it? So you can find a couple of the constellations, which is kind of cool. Now, there is a theory. Well, it's not really a theory. It's more of a Tolkien gave it as a maybe option, but you guys decide kind of thing. That Middle-earth is our world in the past, and we're in like the 7th age of Middle-earth, right, today. Or that it is just has similar constellations. Maybe it's just in the same Milky Way, things like that. Or it's just a completely different dimension entirely, fantasy world. It has nothing to do with our world, right? But maybe it's like a different multiverse kind of thing, like different world, different time. We never were in this one, that kind of thing. There's a couple theories to that with what Tolkien said. Tolkien never said yay or nay entirely on that. He talked about it in his letters, that it's like a cool theory, I guess. He basically was saying, well, I guess it could be the 7th age, he says in the notes. He also, though, here's the counter argument, he also tells C.S. Lewis, who made, if you guys remember those wells that he made in the Magician's Nephew book, where like you could jump into one and go to different worlds. They were like portals. He says, oh, could you get to Middle-earth from our Earth through one of the portals? And Tolkien said, oh yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, for sure. So that implies that Tolkien never really said yay or nay on that. So basically, if that was the case, well then they would be different worlds entirely, or they'd be at least different dimensions, right, or something. So it wouldn't be our world in the past, is the point, for that perspective. So anyway, that's really cool. Unless they're like just time portaling portals, but you can make it your own. Me personally, here's my personal thought on that. Okay, this is Zollin's 2 cents. I like it being a separate world entirely. I don't really like the idea of it being in the past. Some people really like that, and if you do, more power to you. Enjoy. That's the point. That's why Tolkien left things open. So as we know, Tolkien was a very, very detailed guy. I mean, he has 3 pages on trees, right? And everyone has jokes about that. So he really had high detail as a fantasy writer, but he knew when it wasn't a good idea to pigeonhole something in 100%, because he knew that the imagination was really important of the reader, right? So he's guiding the story, but he wants you to feel enjoyment in the story and be able to kind of imagine what you think. So I think that's why he left that up in the air, why he never really fully committed to, like, was it our world in the past or was it a separate world entirely? He wanted to let people decide, right? Because whatever is more fun for them, in their version of that guess. It's a guess, right? Because he didn't tell us, right? If the author tells you 100%, then you got 100% answer. But anyway, there's my little 2 cents on that and the storytelling on that. So as you can see, the moon is slowly moving across the sky. Very pretty. All right, so now, thank you for liking the stream, by the way, guys. I appreciate it. We're already at 35 likes. You're the best. Happy Hobbit Day. Appreciate that help. So I was asked to go to, someone said something, to Greenfields, which are, I'm actually, am I missing them? Should they just be right here? Hold on, my brain. I'm trying to remember where that. Because I know they're in LOTRO. I've seen the word. Anyone remember? Are they in the Shire and they just not one of the main names? Tuckborough, little. I mean, hold on. Let me bring up these. So we have the. I'm kind of wondering if it's. So we have a mine over here, the quarry. We have the quarry where they do their digging. No, hold on. Greenfields. I know I've seen that. And I know the name. There's the Green Way, but that's going through. We could definitely, I don't know if you guys would like to see some other stuff outside the Shire. We could during this stream. Since it's Hobbit Day, I was going to focus on the Shire stuff. So, so this is the Green Way. Hello, elf friend. What's up? So elf friend is, I'm going to turn my AC on because it's getting hot in here real quick. Elf friend is our host this year. I know I already showed you guys at the beginning of the stream, but before I forget again, happy Hobbit Day 2025. And if you want to check out any of our other great content creators who have done it, and elf friend has hosted the playlist. And again, I will link the playlist in this video. I can't believe I forgot to do that, but I will link it in the let me link it in the stream chat right now, just so you have it in case you want it for later. Hold on, I will find it. There it is. I'll just do it before I forget. Let me just do it right now. All right, here's the playlist. Sorry to kind of slow down the flow of the stream here, but okay. Playlist. There we go. Now it's in the description too. All right, we continue on. The fields by the goblin camps. Oh, you're right. Yes. Wait a second. Oh, I'm in the green fields right now. I wonder why I can't find them, guys, because I'm standing right in the middle of them. I'm literally in the green fields. These are the green fields. Right here. So this is where the game of golf was invented, when they fought the goblins of the north. There's a beautiful bear, which again, these bears have been texturally updated and better, and they look so much better than they used to. Right, bear? Say hi to the stream. Let's see if he'll say hi to the stream. Do one of your animations so everyone can say hello to your very ugly mug. Oh. Oh, whoa, whoa, where'd he go? Oh, he's gone. All right, well, off we go. Chumley, don't do it. she's gonna murder the bear. There's a wolf over there too. All right, so anyway, we are in the green fields right now. I knew I was close, and I just couldn't see it on the map. And I bet I trolled myself, you guys. Zollin trolled himself. What is this right here? Golf holes. Oh, is that where the actual? What is this hole? Is that where it happened? Is that the hole he hit down the thing? Can we see the Tower of Orthanc in the Shire? It's a little far away from the Shire. We can go to it today if you guys all wanted to, but I need to know that more than one person wants to see it. All right, welcome to the stream, Robert. I thought I could get up here, but apparently I can't, so we're gonna have to go around. There's the wolf. Ah, goblins. All right. Golfum's Hall. Look at all these goblins. I want to see how powerful I am at level 150. I can just roar and they'll all die. Baruch Kazan! Dead. The power of Zollin's voice slays the goblins. These guys are level 11. I'm level 150. It's not even close. Look at, I can literally kick this goblin and he'll just die. Ready? His friend just ignores it. Don't look him in the eye. We're being mean to goblins, guys. It's all right. They would know. They would eat you immediately if they got their hands on you. This is kind of a cool area, but I was kind of wondering where is. All right, we got some more enemies over here. Is that a boss? Nope. Nope. Okay. Oh, there's a guy. Graham's Foot Defiler. All right, he's probably somebody you have to kill on a quest. The fact that he has 900 health at level 12 is kind of scary for a level 12. So I guess this is just an area, right? Unless we can go in farther back here. Oh yeah, look at this. It's a little area. Wild Graham's Foot. Is that out? Where does that go? Ooh. Let's look in there. Oh, you need the corresponding quest. Okay, so it's a special event thing. All right. They don't usually let you in, but all right. Let's get out of this little goblin hole. No, just kidding. saying H-double-huggy-6 without saying it. Just kidding. I would not want to live where all these goblins are. This would be not fun. I was trolling. I'm very PG on this channel. I don't use language. You just for those who are new to the channel. All right, so who's this guy's Batterling? Okay, so these are people you can like slay for quests. All right, so we have actually just crossed the northern border, which is right here between these two paths. This is Evendim over here, but it actually does have a Hobbit area, so we could check it out for a minute, right? Just for a second, and then we can spin back. Did we lose, where's Chumley? Oh, there we go. All right, continuing on. Down we go. Whee! So this is the small town of Bulroras, or Oathbarton. This is a northern town of the Shire. It is actually in the region of Evendim, which is the original region of where Anuminos was, the capital of Arnor, right? There are amazing ruins in this area in Lord of the Rings Online. It is probably one of my favorite regions. It has a giant lake, as you can see, as like half the map. And there are castles and ruins and islands, and it's gorgeous. So I really like this area a lot. I really enjoy it. But the thing about Lord of the Rings Online, and when I do these tours, it's hard for me is to kind of pick what to show you guys while we're moving around. Because, like, honestly, you could just stop at every little spot and go, oh, look, there's little people here and stuff like that. But that could get tedious, right? So I like to try to find large areas to look all at once. But it's kind of fun to enjoy the ambiance of the game, too.
There has been too many strangers trampling through town.
Hey. I know what you're implying. Just kidding.
She's like, leave.
I don't know about all these new bounders that have been posted. She don't like her new guardians. All right, so basically the other town north of us, there's one other one here in this area called Dwalling. Not Dwallin, Dwalling. And it is being taken over by ruffians and thugs, which is part of the quest. You help them out right over this hill. So what we're going to do is we are going to go up here, and then I will tell my friends, they can hear me in the stream here. We will be using our teleports in a minute because we're going to go check out a different area. But now I would love to show you kind of some of these areas in the daytime, but it's still very pretty. That spider is terrifying though. Look at that thing. I'm really glad we don't have spiders that big in real life. Except for in Australia. Just kidding. My Australian friends, I hope we get a giggle out of that. They've got some huge ones. So, going down over here, there's actually a beautiful river down here. And this is the river of the Brandywine River, which goes out of Lake Evendim and it goes all the way down to the ocean. The Brandywine River, again, you guys remember from the movie, where it's like, Brandywine Bridge, 20 miles. We are going to get to that. We're going to look at that. But I got a little sidetrack going over here in Edmonton, so we'll teleport out so it's not a long time to backtrack. But here is the town that is being kind of ransacked, Dwalling. The town of Dwalling. So pretty much you come in here and the ruffians have full control over this town. These mean humans. And we're basically sent in to help deal with them here at the Glassblowers camp. So you help these guys out in the story, and that's one of the main things of this part.
Hello.
Hello. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we are gonna use our teleports. Can you guys teleport to our kinship house? This is my new back animation. It's kind of cool. The monkey. And then I'm like, yeah, that seems like a good way to go. Let's go that way. Yeah, that would be fun. So, Robert, there are trick-or-treat mats you can get in Lord of the Rings Online to put down and kind of enjoy the trick-or-treat aspect of that. But I don't think there's any way you can do that without making rules with like doing like, because they'd have to be at their home, right? And you can't really like ring a bell or anything. So I don't know how that would work, but it is a funny idea. I like it. We got a question. What's up, LOTR? I'm doing good. Thank you, Jacob. Oh, Lord of Lords. What's up, my friend? Welcome. Happy Hobbit Day. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. The bean in the house. Yes. All right. Yes. Hello, Bean Waddle. What's up? Happy Hobbit Day. All right, guys. So we are going to go to, look, we have piggies. We have piggies and goats. I mean, and sheep. Wait, and chickens. I wish we had some sheep and goats. I need sheep and goats now. See, I'm like, what happened to Chumley? After a long days of rest, she's sleeping with the pigs in the hay. All right. So what we're gonna do is, guys, we are gonna take another horse back to. We're gonna go back to Mickle Delving, and we're gonna go take a horse somewhere else in that area. So what we've covered already in the stream, for those who might have just popped in or watching, if you're watching this video, you've seen it. We didn't go up to Needlehole. It's a cute little village up here in the thing, but it's not like super anything super impressive. But it is something I think is mentioned in this books as well. There's Little Delving, which is a nice little area. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a horse and go to, we're going to ride through the bottom part. So I want to go to Bywater. So go ahead and take a horse to...
How do you do?
We are going to go to Hobbiton and take a swift travel, because we're going to try to go a little faster so we can see other things here. I don't really have like a time limit here on this stream or video, so we'll go a long time for fun if you guys all want to. But oh yeah, I guess you could port us. That is true. Yes, I forgot. Chumley has the power to port. We could have just done that. She's a hunter. All right. Well, anyway, we'll wait for everyone to get here, and then what we're gonna do is we've gone inside the lovely Ivy Bush Inn. We're gonna go see the Green Dragon. All right, so we are gonna head this way. So if you look at the map here, we are the red arrow. We are gonna go from Hobbiton to Bywater. So this is where Bilbo would have walked a lot, or Frodo, when they went to the Green Dragon, because I don't know why they didn't like the Ivy Bush Inn, but they clearly always went to the Green Dragon. I'm not sure why. This is a great little fishing area right over here in the daytime with a pretty lake. Well, it's the river, but it's a fat part of the river. So it might as well be a lake. So here's Bywater. Bywater is actually one of the places you do events for the event, for event weeks. We have them. There's also different, like, holidays. They don't do one for Hobbit Day or for Doran's Day. Well, no, that's not true. Doran's Day does have something in the game. In Erebor. There's, like, a little quest event you can do. The Last Light of Doran's Day story. So here's the green dragon. Yeah, Tenwood points at it. We are here. All right, so we will go ahead. This is the green dragon, so we'll go inside. This guy's just playing his little on the table. All right, here we are. The green dragon. Let's go inside my head here so we can kind of enjoy. Here is Mr. Barmy Brutnot. I'm not sure. I don't remember if he's accurate to the book lore or not, if that's a real person. You guys tell me. A lot of the names they had to add to fill in the world, right? Because as much as Tolkien gave us, like, he has, like, you know, there's, like, what, like 50 main characters, probably like 100 characters named in the book, if not more. They had to fill in, like, thousands of characters. So they did have to, like, they actually have a naming specialist who's, like, who names stuff and things like that, a lore specialist. It's quite cool how much work they put in all this. Oh, it's Alkin Chubb. All right, so also, if you guys are wondering, Tamlin is a little tall because she's a river hobbit, which is like where Gollum is from and where our housing area is. It's actually a different race they added. So if you look, if you walk next to our hobbit friend here, Chumley, you can see that there is a difference in height. Just see, a little difference in height. So Chumley is a classic, the race of just hobbit from the Shire, and Tamlin is the river hobbit race of the hobbits in the game. So, and again, different but the same. All right, so everyone's smoking. I'm gonna smoke my healthy pipe, which is, yes, my bubble pipe. I think pipes are cool. I don't smoke or drink in real life. I just don't think it's healthy for you. But in game, I don't care. It's fun. But I like to do my little bubble fish pipe just because it's hilarious, the bubble sounds. All right, I've got a monkey. We could summon a monkey. Like, here's a little macaque. All right. Also, I can play his music. I can do this. I love this emote. Having a party at the Green Dragon. Somehow she's doing push-ups on the air. That's impressive. The thing is, there is music in here, so I should probably turn off the music in here if I was going to do that. If I go down here, it's interesting, that emote, they actually put the music tied to the combat sounds. So if I have combat sounds turned off or down, you won't hear it. But I could turn off music entirely and then do that to hear it good. You can, like, move around while you do it, so it looks kind of cool. All right, anyway, we're done with that. Let's continue on our adventure today, everyone. It was a fun little party here in the Green Dragon. They got to work on their wall. Look at this. This is not looking so good. It's not looking so good at all. Here's a nice painting of Weathertop, which is in the game. If I could smoke caffeine, I would. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, that would be kind of funny. All right, you could eat coffee beans. You ever get those coffee beans with, like, that are chocolate covered? Have you ever had those? Chocolate covered coffee beans. It's really good. I like those. Kinship Tavern hopping. Yeah, practically. Yeah. In the future, we might be doing that, but we were just showing everybody Bag End for, the Green Dragon for Hobbit Day. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through Frog Morton, which is also commented on in the movies, I believe, and, of course, in the books. The reason I bring up the movies is just because it's so iconic for a lot of us, the trilogy, that I feel like it's kind of fun to tie that into. I know many of you have read the books, so you'll know a lot of the lore from the books. A lot more in the books. Alright, so I'm going to go up on this hill. Let's see what we can see in the nighttime here. Alright, here we go. So there is a swamp along the river here. This is Frogmorton. It's kind of a swamp village, meaning it's like right on the river and a little swampy. Again, back there you can see the party tree just slightly in the dark. It's kind of hard to see when it's nighttime, but the game still looks really pretty at night. So my little icon up there looks like a little moon. Where is the moon? Did we lose the moon? Where the heck did the moon go? Look, there's a couple more constellations, by the way. Which constellation is that? Anyone know what's going on here with this constellation? Or this little one, for that matter? I feel like they make the stars a little brighter, their constellation. Anyone know which one this is? Is this like the crab one? I don't remember the name. I don't know. Oh! Found it. Who's right above me? You know, looking straight up might have been the first bet. I literally did a loop around. I literally went all the way around and it was like right above me the whole time. Yeah, I feel like you could really like get people if you just do this. It's like one of those stargazing things you go to. Did I just walk off the cliff? I sure did. Note to self: do not look at the sky while you walk backwards when there's a cliff nearby. All right, let's continue on our little adventure here. they're over. Their characters are drunk. They're having trouble following my character. That's funny. So Frogmorton had too much partying at the Green Dragon. I don't think there is anything in Frogmorton to look at, like a house. I was gonna see if there was like a. Oh, there is one. There is the floating log. Oh, the floating log inn. Okay, so I like it because they're on a river and it makes sense, but there's another reason why I think this name isn't very appetizing, and I think you probably all know what I'm saying. So I don't think I need to say it. But the floating log inn. Alright, well, let's go inside and check it out. I like their picture, though. I like the sign. Ah! All are welcome. The sign of the floating log.
Can I help you find something, friend?
Yes, you can. I would like to have a meal, sir. For Hobbit Day. Do you have a tasty meal? You do! Tasty rations! I will buy some tasty rations. Let me try these so-called tasty rations. Delicious tasty rations. And what did I get for that? Cooked food. My character is like, it's like someone holding their stomach. Oh, I'm full. I really like this. It's a cool. Yeah, I don't even know if I remember this, honestly. I don't think I've come to this one very often. By the way, we move very fast because we have the hunter movement speed buff. They give a movement speed buff. So, like, our movement is 25% faster than usual. It's so fast. Watch your drink, friend. Those workers on the roof are causing trouble. Wait, what? What? You just... Can you keep it down up there? They're so upset. Hobbits. They're so... the classic, like, don't change anything, ever. That's why Frodo and Bilbo were so... So what are these guys doing? They were just... We're repaired, building all over the Shire. Inns are our specialty. Speciality, excuse me. So he's working on... Is he using an axe on the chimney? No, is he? No, it's a hammer. He's probably like hammering one of the rocks back in lore-wise of a role-playing. Wow, that was a very fancy flip there, Tamlin. So we go around the back here just for fun for a second.
The style of giving gifts on other people's birthdays will never catch on. If I have anything to say about it...
That is Millo Hornblower. Alright, this is the Frogmoors. Oh, look! I found the namesake of the village! It's the floating log! So there should be frogs. Oh, another player. Little 18, hello there. Happy Hobbit Day, leveling their hobbits, I see. Ah, I found one. I wanted to see a frog. Hopefully he doesn't get murdered before I show you. Look at that cute little, look at him. Look at him. He's a cute little bullfrog. He's one of the size of, like, you know, your tiny dog. 30-pound dog. It's a 30-pound frog. Oh my gosh. Here, can I want to bring him out here. Come on here. Oh, look at him. Look, he's trying to say, oh. He's been slain. All right. That was pretty funny, actually. All right, so with that, my friends, let's go ahead and travel on to I wanted to show you the bridge. So we're gonna go along the water. You see the frog running by. Boing, 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 boing. Swimming through the swamps of the Frogmoors. Do, 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 do. I didn't turn the music back on. I'm like, there's no music. It's so weird. Hopefully it'll automatically turn back on. I might have to go into a building to have it reset the music. So I might actually jump back in the inn. Ooh, rich copper. Yes, give it to me. Okay, sorry. Greedy dwarf moment. I'm gonna go in and out just so it resets my sound. Sometimes you turn music all the way off, it will not turn back on until you go in and out of like a load area. And once you do that, it should fix it. There we go. There we go. We got music again. The pretty Shire music of the night. All right, you guys, let's go. My Hobbit friends. We continue on to the story. I'm trying to do my best visually for you guys, just so you know. I'm always doing this when I'm doing streams and videos. I try to not swing the camera around too quickly. Like, I try to keep it at a moderate speed, because I know some people can get a little sick from that. I got a family member who really kind of struggles to video game anything because they get, like, seasick with video games. Motion sickness, I guess you'd call it. Though, man, if you play Valheim, that game, you could actually, like, get seasick on that ocean, man. It's, like, really realistic feeling. And I've been on the ocean, so I can tell you that it's very realistic feeling. The good news is I don't really usually get seasick. That's nice. All right. Here's another one of the towns over here. There's another little thing here. And again, this game just goes on and on and on. Poor Bilbo and Frodo, those hobbits won't stop making assumptions about their adventures. Yeah, no, they really won't. Tamlin says, stop with the small archers. Beef. Beer. Beef. I have so many hours in Valheim. Yes, yeah, Valheim's a fun game. You know, Return to Moria, which is also on this playlist. Me and Nerd of the Rings streamed last night, so it was Hobbit Day already for Europe, but it was written out before for us. I'm gonna do a little walk about real quick through this area. But losing my train of thought, excuse me. We had a really good time. It was really fun, but what I was saying is that Return to Moria, that game, is a lot like Valheim as a survival game. It is different, though. It's a different game. They are different. They feel distinctly different, the games. But they're both like survival games. All right, here is Budgeford, the area. Now, I just think it's kind of a pretty area. They've got a bunch of piggies. Lots and lots of piggies. They are the kings and queens of piggies. You can hear them piggying around. The sound effects. Cam Puddlefoot. I wonder if he's all related to Glum Puddle. Puddle Glum. Postman Bulger. All right, let's go ahead and get to the bridge. To the bridge. Fly, you fools. We are at midnight in the game, so we have about 25 minutes before it becomes daytime again. And then maybe we can do a couple more things, see a couple other things in the daytime. I'm glad we saw some things in the daytime, but it was raining most of the time, so. Watch it become daytime and just start a thunderstorm all over again. Being like, hey, telling you trying to show your viewers the Shire? Well, take this. I appreciate you guys liking the stream too, by the way, or following or whatever. You are enjoying yourselves. I appreciate that support. It is free, the time being. No, I'm sure. I hope it stays free forever, because that would be really weird. But thank you for your support. All right. I don't want to lose my friends like I just did, so I'm gonna wait right here. Oh, no worries, no worries. All right, we'll keep going. They're doing stuff. All right, yes, if you have to go have food, that's no worries. So this is stock. This is also mentioned in the books. It is the Golden Perch Inn. It's a very nice little spot. They've got little celebrations going on here. Oh, bravo! You're so witty. You think through, I bet. I lift 6 stacks of grain all the time. This guy's a little bit drunk. I don't know. Is that a drunk person sounds? That was my quick and bad impression. All right. So we're gonna go inside the Golden Perch. Whoop. Again, not huge differences. Looks a lot like the other ones when it comes to looks, but it's got a different layout, obviously. Welcome to the Golden Perch. What can I get for you?
I'm pleased to be of service.
All right, sir. It's Hobbit Day. We'd like to try your snacks. Not alcoholic, please. How do I just search food? There it is. I would like, sir, to have some rich rations. Looks exactly the same. You guys are just selling me more expensive bread. Just kidding. These hobbits. Damn, I'm reading what you're saying. It's so funny. All right, so we are going to continue on to the bridge. Oh, we really have to see. Hold on, I've got a message here. I need to double check everything's good. All right, we're good. We'll make sure everyone's okay. Family member text. I think we're good. All right, moving on. So all right, so what we're gonna do is I would like to quickly see we need to go see Farmer Maggot, obviously. So I want to hit a few points here in the stream to check this out for you guys. So again, there's a lot of cool spots right here with rivers, and there's an old tower here. You guys are like, wow, that doesn't really look like the Shire. It's because it's not. It's from Ironshield in the past. It's one of the ancient towers. I forget what it's called. Does it have a name? It's called Stock Tower. So that was not, you know. Now, there's a bunch of mushrooms over here. There is a whole lot of mushrooms, like literally everywhere. But this is Farmer Maggot's place. And if you remember in the story, Farmer Maggot is a pretty tough dude. He literally tells the Nazgul to get lost when they try to talk to him. But so here is his place. These brigands won't mess with the likes of us. So here he is, Hammy Maggot and Farmer Maggot. All right, so that's his son. This is Farmer Maggot right here. Respected farmer. He's respected. Here are his dogs, which are huge, if you remember in the story. Fang, Grip, and Wolf. And that one's running around the yard making sure everything's safe. But he is a mushroom farmer, I believe, from what I remember. Hence all the mushrooms everywhere. He's got sheep in here. It's kind of cool to actually see his house. I think Farmer Magus' place is really cool. But, and those dogs are huge. I mean, those are big dogs. This dog is like, what, maybe like, I don't know, 100-something pounds? Maybe a little more? 110 pounds? He looks like he'd be slightly bigger than my dog, Brody, who's a sheepdog. Maybe just slightly. So, yeah, I would probably say about 100-something pound dog. I mean, the fact that the Hobbits are not even 100 pounds, like... those are huge dogs. They might even be bigger. They might be like 150. I don't know. Those are really big dogs. Considering I'm in this huge armor set, and this dog is this big against me as a dwarf. I mean, this dog is 4 feet tall, at least. If not more, because I'm a dwarf. So these are big dogs. They're huge. I don't even remember, like, in the story why they're so big. I don't think Tolkien really explains that. I think they're just really big dogs, he says. So anyway, he's cooking something in his house. I like this cool, like, cooker built into the house. That looks cool. There's some very unique building structures here that I haven't seen anywhere else in the game. It's almost like they made them just for this. That's kind of cool. All right, so let's go ahead and go over, and I want to show you across the river. That's Buckland, and of course where Merry is from. And again, Merry is technically related. I think he's a cousin, right, to Frodo? Because Frodo is originally kind of from that area, I believe, Buckland. Man, I might be saying that totally wrong. Take that with a grain of salt. I have to double check myself later on that. I think that's the case, though. And we are also going to check out a couple spots in Buckland, because it's very Shire-y. So here's Buckleberry Ferry. This is the spot, you guys, where they got on the ferry, and the Nazgul goes and stops right here with the horse, right in the movie. And they get to the other side. And then he's like, Buckleberry, Buckland Bridge, 20 miles, blah, blah, north. And then the Nazgul ride north, right? Now, I can see the bridge, and remember, the game is scaled down somewhat, even though the game is still one of the biggest there is. I didn't really finish that thought when I said that an hour ago, by the way. I'll explain that a little bit more. But this is Buckleberry Ferry. Very nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the bridge. So I'm going to ride down the river here. You can kind of see. And if you don't remember, Frodo's parents, sadly, perished in a boat accident on this river. They were fishing and they both drowned because lots of hobbits don't really know how to swim. Which is weird, considering the river hobbits definitely know how to swim. But it could be more of a... I'm trying to remember if Tolkien explains that they kind of they struggle to swim. Just the way they're very heavy. But, yeah, so that's kind of a sad story with Frodo. But that's why Bilbo adopts him. So... And here we go. Here is the Brandywine Bridge. I don't know why I said Buckle Bridge. Brandywine Bridge. So this is where the Nazgul had to go to cross the river. But we have some great shots here of a big travel we did with a kinship group. We did a server thing on the 32-bit server, and we had like 100 people on this bridge. It was really cool. We got a really good shot of that. I think it's in one of my streams here. Here's another player. But there is Buckle. So now we're entering Buckland, and we are in the Breeland. Buckland is not in the Shire. All right, so the Shire border stops at the Brandywine River. All right, which you can see the chat's in the way. But and Buckland is right on the other side. There's a river, and Buckland is right on the other side, in between the old forest and the river. And then the Barrow Downs are right here, right? And then, of course, if you know the books, this is where Tom Bombadil was, right? And Tom Bombadil's house is there. Tom Bombadil's in the game. You help him with some quests. He's a real character here. Now, we're going to just ride through Buckland for a second here. Newbury Park. Yeah, just kidding. That's a place in California. Just a pretty famous place. Crick Hollow. So, this was my server's namesake back in the day that I used to play on a long time ago. Or, I guess, no, previous server, Crick Hollow. Sorry, my previous server was Firefoot. Crick Hollow is the place where this guy, Freddie Bolger, who was Frodo's friend in the book, and actually impersonates Frodo to protect him when he leaves on his trip, this guy is actually kind of like a superhero. Like not like with superpowers, but like he was brave. But you can see that the Nazgul came in and broke into the house and tried to find Frodo, but he was already gone. He already went through the old forest. So that is. We also have a pretty cool shot here at the. It's our stream of the ending, saying goodbye to Crick Hollow. We had so many people. We had like 150 people in this house. We did a little music thing at the end right here because it was server Crick Hollow, so we ended at Crick Hollow. That was our. It's gonna make me cry. But a lot of people from Crick Hollow moved to Glamdring, and others went to other servers. But it would mainly be Peregrine. Or in this case, Sting. Some people went to Sting when they opened it later. But those are the different North American servers that you couldn't transfer to the EU if you were on NA, and vice versa. So here is the Buckland spot where their big burrow. It's kind of like Tuckborough. The Tooks have that one. This is what Buckland has, and it's where, like, you know, Mary is from and stuff. The Brandy Hall. You can even see, like, here's Saradoc, Brandy Buck. I'm afraid not. Thank you for asking. I promise to let you know if I hear anything. So, anyway, that's about it there with that. I'm going to see, I might need to take a really fast break. I think someone needs my help with something, lifting something. A family member. They're not really supposed to lift heavy things, and they need help with something. So, I don't really want to end the stream quite this very second. So, if you guys don't mind, would you give me like 3 minutes? Would you like to just see the beauty of the nature? Or would you like me to turn some music on? Happy Hobbit Day to Corey. What's up? It's the what's up, Ninja? Welcome, Jason. What's up, guys? It's been a while. Welcome to the stream. That would be really cool, Thunder. That's a good goal. He wants to build his own Brandy Hall in this area. All right, so what I'm going to do is, tell you what, let's go over here. Damon, I'm going to give a really pretty spot. Let's go over to the... I'll let you look at there's a guy fishing right now. It's a really pretty spot, and I actually have an ambiance video. I have an ambiance playlist, by the way, for LOTRO that I've been making videos for. But, I do not remember where I put the... I know it was this side. There's a little fishing spot that looked really cool. Oh well, let's just give a little ambiance right here of the river. Tamlin could do some flips for you while I'm gone. I'll be right back, guys. And then I will tell you the size thing about the game comparison. Remind me, I'll tell you the size comparisons of the video games with this as we continue. I'll be right back. That wasn't as long as I thought it would take. I'm back. Alright. We'll continue on our adventure. Here for Hobbit Day. Alright, so what I'd like to do, so the daylight is coming up. You can see that the light is just starting to come up there. We're in the late watches. So dawn is right around the corner. So I was going to tell you about the sizes of the thing. So we'll go ahead and travel. Why don't we ride down the Greenway for fun? Come on, Tamlin. Let's go ride down the Greenway. We'll ride down the Greenway. Fun fact, there's a group called the Glass Hammer Band that has a very fun song about the Greenway. They were on iTunes and other platforms I saw in the past. But if you just look up the Glass Hammer Band, they have one album that's Middle-earth. It's got some really cool songs. You should check it out. It's something I found in high school, and I really love that album. It's really fun. You absolutely can ride with us. If you can catch where we are, that is just fine. Anybody is welcome to ride around with us if they want to. The size thing. How big is Middle-earth LOTRO? There are very few games that are larger than it, especially now because they keep adding new areas. There are things like... Is this you right here? You are welcome to ride here. I'll just invite you if you want to ride with us. There are a few things like Minecraft and No Man's Sky. They infinitely generate the map, so they're bigger, clearly. And there's one or two other games that are just slightly bigger back in the day. But in reality, LOTR's in like the top 5, I think, somewhere in there, of being the biggest terrain to travel across when it comes to kilometers squared, your character moving distance. So that's why they had to scale it down, though, like from actual size of the maps that Tolkien draws, because clearly that would have been too big. It would have been annoying for players to get around. What server are you on? We are on the server Glamdring, sir. NA. Glamdring. That is what the Voice of the Rings kinship is on. Yes, Jason, I caught that. Jason in stream this is his character. So you guys, by the way, just so you know, we don't have any like super massive rules with our kinship. It's real simple. Be courteous, kind, don't say bad words, don't say inappropriate things. Some simple stuff like that. But we welcome all levels of players into the kinship. You can be brand new, coming back after 10 years, a veteran player. We have everything. We have all the players levels, and you guys are welcome to. So we're going to go ahead and ride down the Greenway from Buckland here. We're going to go towards Breeland. The Old Forest will be on our right. That'll be the Old Forest on the right there, as you can see. So this is the old Greenway. Gandalf took this path a lot. A lot of people did. The Bilbo would have taken this path. Frodo would have taken this path at some points in the past, like when he came home after the event. Obviously, he went through the Old Forest because he's trying to stay off the path at the beginning of the Fellowship book, but on the way home, he would have taken this path to go home through Greenland. The dwarves, Thorin's company, took this path. This is a very well-traveled path. This is the path between the Shire and Bree. It's right through the middle of Eriador. That's the area, right, the region. See, it's this dotted line. It goes right through the middle of Eriador, so it's really kind of like central to this whole side of the continent of Middle-earth. I would definitely describe Middle-earth as a continent, by the way. Just throwing that out there. In case anyone's confused on that. That might not be exactly correct, but if I was going to categorize it, it would be a continent. It's kind of like Europe. Now, I know people are like, you know, the reason I say that is because, like, Europe technically is connected, right? Some people argue that the continent should be Asia and Europe should all be, like, one continent because they're all, like, connected. But, I think it makes sense to kind of keep things how it was. But that's basically how Middle-earth is. It's, like, chopped, but it's like a continent area. A lot of stuff happens there, right? But, yeah, this is the Greenway. It's a nice little area. We're now in the southern Bree Fields. Again, lots of hobbits in Breeland. Lots. They live in Bree. They work there. They're part of the inns. You're going to see some hobbits right here with humans along the way. There's a lot of back and forth between hobbits of Bree. Hobbits of Bree in the Shire and humans. Lots of back and forth. So this is actually Odso, whatever his name is. You helped this guy a lot through the time. Thank you for bringing the water. We really needed it. Oh, of course. I'm glad you still remember that after like 18 years. This is what I did the quest on this guy. They remember what you did. It's kind of fun. That leads into the Old Forest over there. They're rebuilding an inn here on the road. They want to make an inn on the way, which kind of makes sense because it's a main road, right? Like I just explained. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Is this the part where he forgot his handkerchief? That's a good question. Where did he forget his handkerchief in the Hobbit movies? Yeah, you know, actually, that would make a lot of sense that it might have been somewhere right past Buckland. Yeah. That, or they were, like, just in the hills you know, leaving, like maybe in the hills to go, like, I might have been like right here, like right next. I don't know. They don't really show in the movie like where they are. So it could have been anywhere between Bag End and probably Bree, right? So any of this. So yeah, the Greenway would highly likely is where he says that in the movie. Cliff would like to join our group. Of course, you're welcome to join in. All right, so we're going to continue down the road here. Just for fun, we will continue riding down. I'm glad people in the kitchen want to join in. You're welcome to ride with me. We're going to ride to Bree now. Down the Greenway here. So I'm just going to kind of make sure. I don't want to lose anybody. You can look at this sign right here, and it'll say to Buckland, to the Shire, to Breetown, and north is to Bree Fields. I like that the signs really work in the game. When you hover them, it tells you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and keep riding, guys. So we should be getting very close to dawn now. We're still in late watches, but we're getting very, very close. There's some spotted field bucks. But yeah, anyone ever want to play with us on Glamdring, even if you play on a different server? Oh, Tam went DC'd. Okay, well, she'll come back. If you want to play with us, you are welcome to. We're on the server Glamdring again. We have no limit on, like, you have to bring all your tunes into the kinship. You don't have to do that. If you play on another server and you just want to get an alt and come over here and hang out with us for a party event, things like that, you're welcome. That's totally fine. If you play on EU or something, you want to have an alt over here for that. That's totally cool. We're fine with that. There's not any rules like how long you have to play or blah, 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 things like that. And we kind of have all levels of stuff. So we have a group that really pushes for end game stuff and learning how to really get up the gear and all that kind of stuff. And then we have groups that are really chill and just do fun little things. We have different leaders that lead mid-level things, 50, 60, 70 level things. We have one group that leads for player PvP, player versus monster play. One of our groups, the Tortoise group, they slow level. They're at 50 right now at the time of me making this stream. But there's a lot to do at 50, so they'll probably be there a while. But once they get through that main story, then they'll go to the next level for Moria, things like that. All right, welcome to Breeland, everyone. This is the west gate of Breeland. All right, you're going to see a lot of players in Bree. Bree is a main hub in the game. Even now, like it just always comes back to being one of the main locations, I feel, for a lot of people. It's just even with new expansions, it's just a really well put together, the town. So basically we just walk up straight here. We can get you'll notice that there are hobbit holes. Since it's Hobbit Day, we have to focus on hobbits. Okay, guys, that's why I got my green hat on. All right, it's Hobbit Day. You notice up here, there's actually hobbit holes built into these. There's a player crafting. She's farming. There's hobbit holes all along this area. This is a fun spot too. There's like fireworks shows during the events, like the different festivals in the Lord of the Rings. A lot of them are what Tolkien described, information he described. So there's a cool quest to go up there and do fireworks in the back. In fact, why don't we go up to the top of this? Follow me up here. I think this will be a cool view. I want to get you guys a good view. So you can notice we're inside Bree right now, and there's hobbit holes and there's hobbits. So I think it's very accurate that they did that for the game. It makes it very cool, right? So we're just going to get to the top here, get a nice little view. It's 4 dawn, so the sun is just about to peak the horizon. The 4 dawn, I think it's only like 8 minutes, which means I'm kind of tempted to just wait up here on the mountain and watch. But here is a great view of the entire town. Here's the town of Bree. And that building right there below us, that is the Prancing Pony Inn, this building. Just outside of, there's a little pretty stage here with performances. But yeah, pretty cool. So anyway, see a player running down there. So like, again, even render distance in this game, back in the day, if I was standing up here, we're talking like 10 years ago or more, that little guy walking right there, you would not see that. Like, it would not render that far. It'd barely render past these trees. Like, so a lot of stuff now, you can see the horse there. You can see the people sitting on those benches moving around. Things like that has been really added over the years. You can see the smoke coming out of the prancing pony. Other real players riding their horses through town. So, yeah. Anyway, pretty cool. So the moon is about to drop. So I'm trying to think how long it'll be before we actually get the sun. I don't want to wait here too long for the rest of the stream and bore you guys. But I'd be happy to answer some questions. Anyone have a lore question about hobbits? You might be able to stump me. That would be kind of fun. I would love that. Does anybody have any questions about any of the main characters or a geography question? I love geography questions. Like the one you said about where's the handkerchief when he does that in the movie. Those are kind of fun. I like those kind of questions. That's awesome. He says, I played MMOs my whole life, and none have ever taken me from reality and made me feel like I'm in the game more than LOTRO has. I gotta agree. That's definitely how I feel too. And I don't know if it has something to do with a little bit of like us knowing the story from the books, right? Nostalgia from that, or the movies too. If that helps, right? Kind of tie that in. But I think just standalone, the game by itself, I agree. I think it just does a really good job. And I've played a lot of MMOs quite a bit. The ones I've played quite a bit, besides LOTRO I've played since it started. I've always played LOTRO. The ones I've played quite a bit, where I feel like confident that I could say I've played it, is World of Warcraft. I played Terra Online. Unfortunately, that game died. But I liked that game. That was a cool game. I've also played, what are the other big MMOs I've played? I played like 2 or 3 other ones, but I'm trying to think right now. I played Star Wars: The Old Republic, which is, I still think, a good game. Very different feel of an MMO, but it's still a very good game. Final Fantasy XIV, I don't think I've played quite enough to tell you that I feel like immersed into that game. I wouldn't, because I've only probably got like 15, 20 hours, so I don't feel like it's enough to really be able to say that, but I do like Final Fantasy XIV. I think it's a really good game. I see why people like it. It comes down to sometimes is the, right, my channel, my job, my work, I do Lord of the Rings, so LOTRO is perfect, and I love LOTRO, right? And you really only have so much time for like one MMO, maybe 2, right? If you kind of, but if you're really doing a lot in them, it's hard to keep up with more than one, right? When you're doing your work and job and stuff too. But yeah, I mean, I played a little bit of RuneScape back in the day. It's kind of a different type of MMO. Guild Wars 2. I've played a bunch of Guild Wars 2. I really like Guild Wars 2. Very different feeling game, but it's a tab targeting. I'm trying to think of all the tab targeting type MMOs I've played, because those are kind of like the best, like one-for-one representation with LOTRO. No, LOTRO was never supposed to be a WoW killer. People back in the day, they just made it to be a WoW killer. No. Don't flatter yourself. I'm just kidding. You'll say that. No, LOTRO is supposed to be a standalone thing. It used a different engine than WoW. It was an older engine, just like WoW was an older engine. But they were both tab targeting style games. But that was the style of game. It's a different thing. Not that there weren't games that were trying to compete with WoW back in the day. And I will say that WoW and LOTRO were competing on a healthy level, but LOTRO is its own standalone game. It wasn't trying to be there just to like beat WoW. That was never ever the case for LOTRO, not even for a second. So hey, what's up, Chris? Does the game have an ending in what manner? Are you talking about the lore, or are you talking about the hey guys, hey, more people are here. Hello. Are you talking about... So there is endings, but we have continued on from the ending of the 3rd book. So right now, The Lord of the Rings Online is into the appendices of the Return of the King. So we're done with the main story. That's done. We're now in, like, we're helping our King Elendil. Sorry, Elisar, not Elendil, that's in the past. King Elisar, Aragorn, and Arwen help reunify the kingdom of Gondor and Arnor, basically, is what we're working on it, and like working with against, helping Umbar, the people of Umbar, which LOTRO does a great job of this. I love this, okay? LOTRO does a really good job of showing that there's good and evils in Umbar, in Harad, in all the different locations, which is what Tolkien implies. I don't know why some people get it in their head that Tolkien was just saying out all of the people of Harad were evil. No! Or all the people of Easterlings were evil. No! Tolkien clearly says that's not the case. He clearly says the Blue Wizards went to the east, the Easterlings, and the only reason that Gondor and Rohan won that fight at the Battle of Pelennor Fields, Tolkien says in a letter, was because the Blue Wizards succeeded and a huge portion of the population of the Easterlings turned away from Morgoth and Sauron and were like, hold on, you're evil, we're not evil, right? And they fought the other side. So that's why the Easterlings weren't able to send their massive armies to that battle nearly as much as they could have, because they were having a civil war, basically, but a rise up of good Easterlings who were fighting the bad ones that were corrupted by Sauron and evil. So I just think that's really cool. Lord of the Rings really goes into that quite a bit, Lord of the Rings Online. And Tolkien, like, that's clearly what he implies when you read it, but I don't know. Some people got a little bit, I guess, sidetracked in that storytelling when they read the books. The Nook Ninja, LOTRO is such a good game. I definitely feel pretty immersed when playing it. Yeah, it is. It's really fun. And you know, when it comes to, like, the visuals of the game, I don't know what it is. I just really love them. I don't know if it's nostalgia because I played it forever. And obviously the game looks so much better to me than when I was a kid, because the game looks so much better than it did when it came out. They've done so much work and updates on things. Like, as you can see, this rock below us, it's got older graphics still. It's a little bit blurry, right, the animations. But, like, if you look at the town, like the buildings and the grass and the tiles, like, it's all been updated to look better and better visually. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Da-da-da-da. But you know, I really just love the I love the art style of this game. I really enjoy it a lot. I know that there's times, and I won't go much more into this, but I know there's times that some people are like, oh, I just can't get into it because the graphics just aren't good enough. And I get that. If you're looking for a game and you want it to look super real to reality, I get that, all right? You go play a game that's like that, right? Now, in reality, I think what happens for me when I play games like that is sometimes the immersion goes away when they're trying really hard to make it look like real life. But the closer you try to make it look like real life, the more it sometimes feels like it's fake. When it doesn't have like an art style that's more like a... You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? It's almost like they're trying so hard to make it look real that then when it doesn't look perfect like real life, it's kind of like it almost pulls me out of the immersion instead of playing a game that has an art style and a certain look. Does that kind of make sense? I don't fully even agree with that myself in my own head, but like that's kind of what I get sometimes when it comes to like people that are like, oh, I really want really good graphics. And it's like, that's fine. I really think you shoot for good graphics. I think that's really good with other games, but I don't think it's needed to have a good immersive game. That's my point. And I do play games that have really good graphics, like that are like Unreal Engine 5. You know, my computer can do it no problem. I've been playing the new Dune MMO. That doesn't look really like real, but it looks really good, right? They're very good at graphics. But again, you have to split it. When people say good graphics, you have to split it. Are they talking about the art styles? Are they talking about textures and stuff? Or are they talking about a type of graphics that are trying to imitate reality super good? So for example, LOTRO imitates a realism in its art style, where World of Warcraft imitates more of a I don't want to say this as an insult, a cartoony look with their buildings like being really big and like weird and like kind of like don't look like they would work in real life kind of thing, but it looks really good in World of Warcraft. Does that make sense though? Do you kind of get what I'm saying, right? And Final Fantasy is kind of like this too. There's some things that kind of seem unrealistic from real life because it's a magic world, but like some of the textures and graphics are really good in Final Fantasy in some places, and some places they don't. When I played, and I was kind of surprised, and some of them were really great. So it really comes down to your perception of what you're looking for, right? I don't know. Those are my thoughts on graphics. We'll stop there. This is Hobbit Day. I shouldn't get too into that, but you guys brought up a good point. There's something heartwarming about looking at the sunrise at the same time as you guys, but from far off lands. Yes, it is true. It is true. I really wanted to see the sunrise, and you can see the daylight's coming up. So there's the sun. Now, the sun is actually going to come up from behind us from the angle, because we're looking right now to the west, right? So the sun is actually coming up back here. Why don't we go on the top of the hill and just see if we can see it? Let's go on the top of the hill and see if we can see it from the other angle. See if we can see the sun pop over the horizon. Yeah, so there we go. There's a really good shot. Look at that. And again, there is the prancing pony in the building. So the sun is going to rise in the east over here. You can kind of see the edge of the mountain with the trees. And there's an old fortress. By the way, these fortresses over here, you can actually play freeze tag in them. Our Rick the other day, our officer, showed us that. It was pretty fun. We'll probably do another event in that in the future with our group. By the way, if anybody wants kinship invites, you can always just let us know anytime. If you want to be able to join our kinship, I'll say it right now before I forget. You could just join the Discord down there. It's called Main Voice of the Ring Discord. When you click on myvoicetherings.com, I got all the links there. The first one, the Main Voice of the Ring Discord, anyone can be in it. Just go to our apply to kinship, and again, there's nothing you have to do. Sorry. But there's nothing. You just have to go basically to the apply category right here in the kinship tab. Just go to that one. And then just say, hey, I'd love to join the kinship. I have a character on Glamdring. Make sure you're out of the tutorial or we can't invite you. And then there's no rush when one of our officers or me are online. When you're online, we have to be online at the same time. That's one of the things. I wish they changed that in LOTRO, but you have to be online at the same time. We can give you an invite. So, if you'd like to join us, there's no obligation. You could just join the community here on the channel and have fun talking with us in our Discord or having fun watching Lord of the Rings stuff. That's what we do here on this channel. I do cover many subjects on my channel. You will find that. I do cover a wide range of things. I cover replicas. I've been doing replica reviews since I started my channel. I've been doing them a long time. And I'm going to have more coming out soon. I do voiceovers. I do interviews. I do some lore videos. I do tour videos. I do voiceover, gameplay videos, guides for this game, guides for a few other games, gaming videos. There's a lot of stuff. So use my playlists. I have them organized in case you're someone who really likes just one subject. You can just stick to my one subject that I put out. I understand. Do you cosplay and props? I have worn them for Halloween. I do not cosplay I've never gone to Comic-Cons with it or something like that. I would like to get to a Comic-Con sooner or later, but I just haven't been able to the last few of them. Moot says, I actually have... Let me go ahead and make sure I'm looking up because the sun's going to come up for the horizon here, and then I'm not going to be staring at it. There. It'll come up here in a second. You'll slowly notice, if you, later do fast motion on the video, and then I'll sound really silly and like a chipmunk, but you'll see it, moving, coming up faster. Moots, I actually like how the game looks. Yeah, I do too. It has great balance since it has so much lore. Some other games deliver great quality, but lore plot blows. Yeah, no, you got a point there. Right? So a lot of these newer games that you play that look really cool, and then the lore is kind of the storyline's yeah, whatever, maybe fun to play, but that, yeah, I agree. Also, one nice thing about LOTRO is that if your game if your computer is maybe not the newest computer, you'll be able to play LOTRO. That's one nice thing. A lot of new MMOs, like that Dune MMO, forget it. You have a bad computer, that thing is intensive on mine. It makes mine work hard. So yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I'll send you out here. Welcome to the kinship. There you are. There you go. Welcome. But yeah, so pretty much, that is a benefit of it being an older engine because, and by the way, I've been right on this a lot, and I just want to say this last thing while we're waiting for the sunrise. Lots of people in the past in LOTRO said this will never be able to be done because there's no way to upgrade the engine past this point. We've gone past that 4 or 5 times. And the reason being is many of you know who are computer guys or computer girls, as technology improves, things that were not possible with an old engine years ago are suddenly possible with reverse engineering things and using new technology that comes out, which is one reason why I believe we were able to go to 64-bit servers recently. 10 years ago, people said you would never be able to do that. like people would make those comments. Now, the devs might have known that it was possible, right? They didn't say that. The devs were not the ones saying this. I'm talking about random people in the community, right? That'll never happen. That'll never be. I am not that kind of person. You know me, I'm glass half full. Like, it is always possible. But it has been proven over and over, time and time again, things that we thought as a community couldn't happen in this game was able to be implemented, whether it be graphical updates, textures, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's really fun. So, and yes, they are doing graphic updates all the time. There's a lot of clouds, so I don't really see the sun, but I think it's going to pop up right there. I wonder if it's going to be blocked by there's like fog and clouds. I was hoping we'd like see the sun just boop pop out, but oh, a freaking dragon kite just popped out. Decory! I didn't even realize I didn't invite you to the fellowship. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so anyway, it's pretty much day now. We're at dawn. So it seems like to me we can't quite see the sun. I have a feeling it's behind the clouds right here. Again, weather changes in this game all the time. And by the way, the sky in this game, so the sky and water in this game I've always thought feel a little out of place because they look so good compared to other games. I played a game the other day, just made this last year, 2025. And I looked at the water and I was like, and it was really good graphics. The Unreal Engine 5, everything looked great. But I looked at the water and it was awful. Like they just hadn't done anything with it. It looked terrible. LOTRO looks 5 times better, right? With how LOTRO's done stuff. And I was like, wow. And by the way, LOTRO's water didn't look that good like 10 years ago. They actually did implement DirectX 11 with the water in LOTRO. And I was talking to their lead world designer, Scenario. He was in one of my interviews and it's on the channel. And he was saying how he's very proud of the water. That took a lot of work to get it to run with the older engine, but it runs beautifully and looks awesome. All right, well, why don't we go ahead and ride along here, guys, a little bit. So thankful for computer people. I know, yeah. None of us would have any video games if people hadn't figured this stuff out. My grandpa was in a think tank originally by Bell Labs, and he worked on fiber optic cables before they were invented. He was one of the guys trying to figure them out. So, and now I get to use them for streaming. That's a blessing. And then, of course, I live in Southern California, United States. Northern California is where the internet was invented for the whole planet. They were figuring it out. Then they like did a little connection in California. That was back in the 70s, right? And then boom, 10 years later, the whole world starts having a connection. That's pretty cool. All right, I guess we can't go up that. So we're going down. We're going back into the town, everybody. The prancing pony. But yeah, I don't know what we would do with all these people. Like the people who did LOTRO, made LOTRO, created it. I couldn't even imagine not having LOTRO. I'd be so sad. It's amazing. All right, so welcome to the prancing pony. Prancing pony in, everyone. We will be going inside the prancing pony here for a minute. We'll take a little walkabout inside. You can see here's the town. There's a lot of people online walking around. See, you got hobbits, you got humans. Even here, this is the hobbit. I'm just kidding. This is a human child, and these are hobbits. She's as tall as that. That would be so funny in reality if that was a real thing. To have a hobbit, and then there's a human child, and you're like, it's the size of a hobbit. His human kids. So. All right, Tamwin's gonna do some dancing for us here on the stage. We're gonna have for our kinship. I can't really I mean, people could come and watch and attend, I guess. But we're gonna do something for Halloween. We're gonna have a little like storytelling event at my house. People on the server could definitely come and watch if they're polite and just listen and they're not jumping around. But yeah. So. This is the Prancing Pony. And one of my favorite gentlemen here, Mr. Barlimer Butterbur himself. Doesn't he have a voice? I thought he did. He's like, hey, Zollin, how's it going? Well, I thought he had a voice when he clicked on it, but it's not giving me a voice. I picked up a battle axe. Kind of cool looking battle axe. The Swift Spiked Hatchet. Level 11. I really like the gear in LOTRO too. I like how the gear in LOTRO definitely goes for a realism, right? Like realistic, what it looks like. It's not at ridiculously extravagant floating energy shields, you know, like some fantasy games do. which are cool, by the way. I have nothing wrong with that. But I like that LOTRO has cool-looking gear, though. That they actually have cool-looking stuff. Now, these are some of the biggest pauldrons or shoulder pads in the game for armor, the Rift gear, and they're usually only this big on the dwarves. They have a couple new ones that have been getting bigger, and I love that. I want that. I want an unrealistic Footman from World of Warcraft style shoulder pads, just like this. I do enjoy it. Obviously, these have a little bit of older textures on the shoulders, but I love this gear. It's cool. All right, we've got the barber here. My kinship, by the way, just hanging out with me. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate it. I told him, I'm like, you guys can come during the stream. I'm going to just be chatting away about the world and walking around really slow, but so they wanted to hang out, so I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Both here on the stream viewing and my kinship members in game. Yeah, so anyway, this is the nice stuff. The fun thing about LOTRO is there's a great music system in the game. And sometimes I came in here one day and there was just people playing, and there were a few people sitting and listening, and I just sat and listened for like 20 minutes and talked to the guy doing the music. It's really fun. People just have music performances all the time in here, out front of the Prancing Pony, by the west gate and also by the south gate. It's really cool. The music system's amazing in this game. All right, so what I would like to do is I'd like to walk you guys through the back here. So let's go see where Aragorn stays and stuff. So we got some brigand guy, and then here's a little food place back here. Try to make sure my camera is nice for you guys while I do this. My kinship can walk with me here. All right, you got some little locations here, little places to stay. Got an apple and pie on the table there. So right back here is where you talk with Aragorn a lot when he's Strider, the ranger, in the beginning of the game when you're doing the beginning chapter books. This is Strider's room. I don't know if I can go in it because he's gone. Because my character here has already been past that part of the story. So like certain rooms will lock off if the story is changed. So you can't just go and see Strider when obviously my character knows he's now the King of Gondor. Because time has gone by for my character. That's how they do the time dilation for characters. Wherever you are in the main story kind of is where you are in the world of time. This is where Gandalf normally is. Gandalf is not in his room. All right, so Cliff, she's going to be Gandalf today. So, yes, jumping on Gandalf's bed. Barlamer is not going to be happy with you at all, Tamlin. There is something really fun about MMOs in general to be able to stand with your friends, your kinship from all over the world. Because we represent from like all over the world. So these guys, he's going to be actually... Okay, see this? See what he's targeted on? Did you see that? He was targeted on Gandalf. So Gandalf is here for him. That's not for me, because I've done the quest already. So Gandalf has left. Right, the character disappears. But if you notice, that guy had clicked on Gandalf. And this guy's probably like, why is this 150 in this room? What the heck? What's he doing? Well, now you're on the stream forever for Hobbit Day. Happy Hobbit Day. How good are the RP servers? I was always wondering. So, roleplay was huge on Landerval. I'm talking about NA servers. I'm not super knowledgeable on the EU servers because I didn't play on them. There were obviously good roleplay EU servers. Basically, what happened to us, when the servers got updated and they bought new server banks, they put a ton of money into this. So just so you guys know, so for those people who are saying, LOTRO is having trouble. No, it's not. They put in like hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy new server banks and new equipment, which was you know how expensive computers are. Imagine buying like 1,000 computers. That would not be cheap. Like my computer alone, I had to build it little by little, and I had to have some funds from my previous work when I built it for my channel. It's like $4,000. That's not even counting my monitors, right? And my other gear, like my sound equipment. So it's not cheap, right? That's not cheap, that stuff. But they've rebuilt the servers. So to answer your question, basically there's lots of roleplay. We do roleplay in our kinship. Not all the time, not every second. But we do. We definitely have fun doing roleplay. That's why I do voiceovers. That's why I like to have fun doing stuff, right, when we go through the world. The roleplay servers are good. There are people that roleplay, to answer your question. The ones that are considered roleplay are Peregrine NA, and I believe it is Meriadoc for EU. They have an RP at the beginning. Now, here's what I want to make sure everyone realizes, just so you guys know. It doesn't mean that Glamdring and staying and Ore Crust and Grand on EU and then the NA ones I just said, that they don't do roleplay. There is definitely still roleplay happening. It's encouraged on the roleplay servers. But they also do not hold things like names and roleplay. They won't get mad at people. The devs said that. They said, we are not going to be doing people's names, like making sure you have a roleplay name. We're not going to be making sure people are roleplaying. It's just purely there to say, this is designated as a roleplay area if you guys want to do that. All right? So the bottom line is you're going to find good roleplay on all the servers. You're going to, on the NA ones for the 64-bit, you're going to have, again, Glamdring is the highest population by quite a bit. Then it's Peregrine, and then Sting, which is the newer one. That's why the population is smaller, but it's not small. It has a lot of people on it still. I want to make sure everyone knows this. They're still going to have lots of people to play with because we moved a bunch of servers into 3 and 3, but those 3 and 3 can handle way more people now because they're newer systems. They're 64-bit. But yeah, that answers your question. So role-playing happens. I think the role-play servers are great. I think Peregrine has really nice people on it. I have people on our Discord who are from Peregrine. Great. We have people who play on Glamdring with us that have characters on Peregrine and vice versa. But if you want to play with us ever in Voice of the Rings, you'll want to be on the server Glamdring North America. Okay? I just always end with that so people aren't confused. But hopefully that kind of answers your questions. Yes, there are people that roleplay wonderfully in this game. There has been for years, but you'll see roleplay in all groups and on all servers. Yeah, so just so you guys know, if you're wondering with size of servers, Glamdring is at a healthy close to max. It is not over a capacity. If people join it still runs the same as any of the other ones would. It's in a good spot. Orcrest got too full when they came out in EU, where there were huge wait times to get in, so they've tried to, they maxed it as much as they could with the new hardware. They were able to add more room in processing. Glamdring, Cordovan told me, which is the media manager for LOTRO, and he does other main stuff too. He said that Glamdring still has room for increase with tech. They can add more tech, more RAM, more drives, more things to the system, as a whole. So Glamdring's in a good spot. All the other servers are healthy populations. They're just not quite at max, with the amount of players. Now, for me personally, obviously, I have a little bit of bias, right, because we're on Glamdring. But I'm happy with Glamdring having a nice, healthy, we're close to max, because you always have people to play with and stuff like that. But again, all 6 servers are going to have way more people to play with than they did before, than any of the servers in the past. Because everyone moved to less servers, and also more people are coming back because they run better. So, that's always been something in the past that was hard for LOTRO's lag. And recently, they did a little update, which you might have heard of. And a lot of people thought, oh, it's the new servers. No, it's not. They made a mistake when they did a mega update for the Burglar and Hunter classes. And one of the Burglar's skills was bogging down the system horribly. And it caused awful lag. Like, I haven't seen it in like over 10 years. And they fixed it. They put a fix in it. Now the server's running gorgeously smooth and buttery again in the last few days. But just one. So anyway, that's enough about that. So why don't we go ahead and all mount up on our horses here. My kinship are being so patient. I mean, I warned them this is how I was going to do the stream today. Normally we do kinship events. We're obviously focused more on the kinship side, but I'm focused here on the stream today for Hobbit Day for answering you guys' questions. Hello, John. What's up? That's my kin, he says. All right, so let's go ahead and ride through Breland a little bit. I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to do a little loop around the, let's see how we're doing. I'd like to do a little loop around northern Shire area, the Yonder Shire, because it's really pretty. It's got some really pretty spots. So I think what we'll do is we'll kind of ride through Bree here. This is Trader's Gate. This is the main mayor's house right here. We're going to not go ahead and go in there. I cover a lot of this on the channel if you guys want to see other places in the future. We'll see you again. I do a lot here on the channel, and we're always around here, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to ride down here, Woodman's Gate. This is kind of the main little hub right here. Usually you'll see a lot of people. We usually meet at the Bree Town Skirmish Camp, which is right there for our events with kinship days and streams. They're dedicated on kinship. But what we're going to do is, tell you what, we'll ride out here for a second. This is where we normally meet. This is our little meeting spot. But we're going to go and see this pretty farm back here, because I really love this farm. So let's go now back to this farm over here. Alright, so this is a pretty little, this is a human farm, though. This is Peterson's farm. There he is. There's the Peterson himself. Instead of a person, the Peterson. It's my attempt at trying to roll my tongue. Okay, I got a Scottish accent. I have been watching this one guy that I really like on YouTube. Myself, his name is, oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of his channel's name. He always goes, the fields of Parsha. And he does metal detecting. I'm trying to remember his, the Scottish Detectorate? I think that's his channel's name. I think. Anyway, check out this really pretty water right here. I just want to look at this water for just a second, because it's never a Zollin stream without water. Look at this beautiful water. I mean, I don't know. I just think... So, again, they implemented... The water didn't look like this in the past. And just so you guys believe me, let's jump back 15 years in graphical fidelity so everyone can see what the game used to look like. I mean, it looked a little better than this, but let me just shut the graphics down to, like, the lowest they can be. So that is, this is if your computer is somehow a toaster, no offense, but you really got to run on super low. This is probably what your game's going to look like. And this is really what the water looked like most of the time in the past. It did look graphically better than this back in the day. It was more like, I would say, like, medium graphics is kind of what it looked like back in the day. Let me just do that. Well, no, medium graphics even look better than back in the day, but it was more like this back in the day, graphically. But medium, this is medium graphics with DirectX 11 still, so it didn't look, the water didn't have these cool effects still with medium graphics. And it also didn't, they didn't have these frills of all these plants around. So if I turned off the DirectX water, and I also, so if I went to DirectX, no, oh, I can't do that. All right, won't worry about that. If I turned off the water effects and the frills, that would kind of be what the game used to look like graphically. You know, and then, you know, I just bring it back up to the ultra high maximum, and you guys can see the, let it load. So as you can see, the game is tremendously better. It's still loading the mountains back there, but that's okay. So anyway, 3D, do not want that. Fun, good information for you guys. If you are having troubles with frame rates in this game from graphics, because your computer maybe struggles a little bit more, I recommend turning off 3D object portraits. This is a weird old thing with the old engine. It's where it's your effects on your face of your character, but it processes every other person around you too. So it's kind of a, it's cool to see your little face up in the portrait, but I just turned that off because it saves on visuals. But as you can see, the game looks a lot better than back in the day. I'm gonna drink that? What? You talking about the water? I wish I had some of my old screenshots. I do have some of my old screenshots. I feel like I should like do a video or a stream and just bring up a bunch of my old screenshots for the last like 16 years. Just to like go through. I found an image the other day of Zollin and Grandal. Zollin was like level 21. So that was back in, that was like 17 years ago. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, exactly. I'd turn off those 3D portraits. It'll help you. You have frames. Also, if you press Control F on the keyboard, it'll actually bring up a frame rate thing somewhere on your screen. And you can put Control / to move stuff around on your screen. So that's where if you have a frame rate thing, you can actually see, here's my frame rate, right there. You can actually see I'm getting about 70 frames on average, it seems. It changes when you move, especially when you like swing the screen. One thing with an older engine MMO is that the game itself, it calculates things around you in a circle, but also kind of what you're looking at in front of you. So when you move, sometimes that can cause stuff. Another trick to make your frame rate better is if you zoom way out. I don't know why it is, but it increases your frame rate. It must have something to do. So now I'm sitting between 85 and 90 when I'm out far like this. So now if I flip the screen, I go down to 60, but that's still pretty good. All right. Anyway, thank you for waiting, everyone. Let's. Who's this right here? Is this one of our? Is this one of us, or is this a random person? Hello there, Tivo. Tivo the Wary. All right, so I think he was just saw us. I was like, why are all these guys standing out here by the water? What am I missing? I do get that. I know that feeling of when you're a low level when you first start a game and you see someone who's like max level with all this gear and health, and you're like, why are they in the middle of nowhere? This isn't even a leveling area. Is there mods for this game? There is not. You're not allowed to mod in a live MMO, but there are something which is a similar term, and I'm sure this is kind of what you mean anyway. But there's something called plugins. You are allowed to use plugins. They have a plugin system built into the game. I have a video on plugins, some basics. If you'd like to check that out on my guide playlist, it's on my moderate. Just look up plugins on my channel. You should find it in the videos. I have two, part 1 and part 2. But there are plugins. So for this one, I have like buff bars. This is like it shows me certain buffs I have on. You can see I'm like turning on, and there's normally a little bar here. I don't know why it's not showing up, but normally I have a little bar there too. And then the other one is like I have combat analysis, which is a good one. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. Everybody, let us teleport to our house. Oh, actually, can a hunter take us to Mickle Delving? Our bar, could you take us to Mickle Delving? There's a delay in the stream, so I'm gonna write it. We must go back one more time, and then we're gonna ride north. Tivo, hi Tivo the Wary. Tivo, can our hunter give us a trip, or should we just teleport to the kinship house and do it the old-fashioned way? Yes. All right, we're waiting for the teleport. Is Tivo want to join our? Are you? I don't know if Tivo is someone who wants to like follow us around and join us, or if. Yes, go ahead and give us the teleport. Yeah, I just don't know if Tivo is someone. Is Tivo? Are you in streams, or is this someone who just saw us and was like, "Oh, this is a cool group. I want to follow them," which is fine. I just feel bad if we up and teleport away. All right, here we go. Bye, Tivo. Are you planning on play Tales of the Shire, and does Tales of the Shire have an ending? Crisco, yes, I did like 10 hours of Tales of the Shire when it came out. I did a little bit a week or two ago. The reason I wanted to do this Shire today and LOTRO for Hobbit Day, I will play more Tales of the Shire. Yes, I will cover it more. I have a playlist. I assume it has an ending. And what I assume they're going to do is add more later. So guys, if you teleported, let's go ahead and go over to the horse guy over here. And we're going to go to...
Good day.
Good day. Would you guys please take a ride to... Needlehole. Is there a swift travel to Needlehole? No, take a regular travel. Regular travel to Needlehole. Is that an option? There it is. Yeah, oh no, it's only swift. Okay, well, take a swift travel to Needlehole then. Only swift option. Oh, you are in here, Trivo. Oh, okay, Trivo. Did you want to walk around with us? I'm sorry, I didn't. Hold on. I'll invite you. Did you get the invite? Oh. Nope, I didn't write it right. Trivo. Wait, was it Tivo or Trivo? I forgot. Tivo. Says you cannot invite with someone that has not finished the introduction. Wait a second, you were just walking around with us. How have you not finished the introduction? Wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. Was that... Did you finish the introduction? You were literally out in the main world. That's weird. It says I can't invite you. It says attempting to invite, you cannot group with someone that has not finished the introduction. Weird. I can't go to Needlehole. Oh no, Jace. Okay, can you go to the north of it? In yonder Shire? Oh, no bottle. That's fine. Where you guys are. That's fine. We'll meet up. Tivo, if you can just get here yourself, you're welcome to walk with us still. We're going to ride. Okay, so what we're riding into now, this is something that was added later. So this was here, this bridge. But originally, this whole region to the north of yonder Shire, which is a real place that Tolkien wrote about, is the northern part of the Shire. So that whole area up there. This valley was always here, but yonder Shire was not back in the day. So you could always see these little bridges, but this was like a enclosed. You couldn't go up on this hill. This wasn't here. So they like connected yonder Shire to the world. Excuse me. All right, that's fine. We'll go to No Bottle. We're going there anyway. So we'll have a fun little run around. It's Bingo Boffin. He's one of the characters in the...
Could I take a moment of your time?
Can I take a moment of your time? Well, hello there, Zollin and Voice of the Rings. It's a pleasant surprise. I'm on my way to Yondershire to welcome my cousin, Priska's daughter, Angelica, to her new home. She's got her twins anymore. Okay, well, anyway, we'll do that later. We're not going to do that right now. Let's keep riding through. So Yondershire has some new music, which is really pretty. So we'll enjoy this as we ride around in Yondershire. Now, you're going to notice something about Yondershire, if you guys, for my viewers here watching. Yondershire is a much newer location. So every texture and every asset and graphical fidelity and everything has been upgraded from like 4 years ago. So you'll notice that everything the load distances load a little farther. They updated the game to make everything load farther once the computers and system could handle it better, once we had better computers. But they actually, with the newer locations, they load even farther. And I just noticed that. I don't know if that's something that they would admit or say, the people, that run the game, but I just noticed that the newer locations seem to generate and load farther more smoothly. One thing that the 64-bit servers happen too is that things in the distance load in a little bit more, let's say, realistically. Back in the 32-bit servers, you'd run up and there'd be a tree, and a tree would just spawn in front of you. Now things spawn in way back there, and usually they're so fast you can't even notice. They're just kind of there, which is nice when they come into view. That's a 64-bit server benefit when they did that. All right, so now that we're in No Bottle, there are a few spots I'd like to see real quick to finish up. Hello, it's what's up, Reformed Wolf. How are you doing, Brian? Welcome. Happy Hobbit Day to you as well, my friend. Hisu, hello. Nice, Tony. Nice. Yeah. Don't feel, if we finish the stream and you would like to join us on Glamdring and a character and stuff, just join the Discord. Let us know. We'll get you invited. There's no rush. It's not like we're a little time zone, like I'm only going to invite you during streams. You just join the Discord and let us know, and one of our leaders will get you invited.
Alright, so anyway, it's a really pretty area. I really like this a lot. So what I'd like to show you guys is I'd like to go through these villages, and then we'll like go maybe up to this hill and then like loop around. Just real quick, just for fun. Since it's Hobbit Day, we didn't want to go through the beautiful lands of yonder Shire. Because they really are just gorgeous. I'll try not to flip my camera around too much so you can see. There's the rivers. Beautiful forests back there. All the hobbits walking around because it's Hobbit Day. A lovely day in Hobbitland. What's he say? Now, what is going on around here? I like how they just say stuff to you when you walk by. Alright, here is Tyfield. I don't think that's how you say it, but whatever. Bunch of hobbits in this town. So many hobbits. There's some quests to do. Look at this. What place is this? We gotta visit. It's the Elbows Bend Inn. These hobbits are real creative. Alright. No worries. Life happens. I'm glad you're able to stop by for the stream today. Wow, this is a packed inn. Look at all these hobbits. We must know how many hobbits this is. You guys all know I have to do it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've already lost track. No, just kidding. 4, 8, 16, okay, 20. 27 hobbits in that room. All right, 34, 38, 44 hobbits. There's a lot of hobbits. This is like counting sheep, but counting hobbits. 40, 50, 54. 73, 70, 77 hobbits. 77 hobbits on the wall. No, I'm just kidding. 81 hobbits. 80, 85, 67, 94, 97 hobbits. Did I count my friends? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, 97 hobbits, and then we got, all right, there's 100 hobbits, 105 hobbits, 110 hobbits, 115 hobbits, 116, 17, 18, 19, 121 hobbits, 124 hobbits, oh my gosh, that's a lot of hobbits. You count our friends here, that's 126 hobbits, oh my gosh, there's a lot of hobbits in this place, 124 hobbits for the NPCs. There's a lot of hobbits in this frickin' Elbows Bend. Holy moly! 124 hobbits is kind of insane, actually. Alright, well, that was a fun bit of hobbit counting.
Could I take a moment of your
At
time?
your time? Excuse me, but could I ask you to pick up wolf weed for me?
Reformed Wolf, can you get her some wolf weed?
None of the slopes around here have any in stock, and I needed to cook some very special dishes. Why can't I get it myself? Because of the wolves, silly! I'm so slouched in a scalp, but fighting wolves is not for me. If you find some, I'd gladly pay you for them.
Oh, no, ma'am, I'm sorry. We're busy today. We're doing a stream. All right. Why don't we go ahead and go out, guys, and we'll continue our little travel around. Finish up. Thank you for putting likes on the stream, guys. The subscribes and follows. I appreciate it. I try not to say that too much in streams because for me, I get bugged when people say that a lot when I watch videos or streams. So I try to do it partway through the video or stream. So appreciate that. Don't forget. My family tell me you got to remind people, so don't forget. Also, my subscribers, they're like, you have to say it, Zollin. Yeah, I guess. All right, so let's continue on here. We got some apple trees. The apple doors. We'll go through here. We got a bunch of chickens, which I believe we could actually kill. Can we kill these chickens? No. Oh, the chickens run from you. Yeah, you better run, chickens. Are they actually killable? The chickens? No. Oh yeah. Oh no. Did the hobbits see? They didn't see. Okay, the chickens are killable. Don't kill the chickens. If I just do my sonic roar, all the chickens will die. They're sleeping, guys. They're just sleeping. Okay, let's continue on. So this is a big field area. This is where they started adding a lot of vegetables into the game during this expansion, and there's actually like ones for your house. Now I really would love it if they would give you a plot where you could put lots of the different vegetables, because they kind of just take up all your slots in your house. So, all right, let's go north. North, everyone, north. And if anyone needs some chicken nuggets on the trip, I got lots now. So, got some chicken nuggets. I heard speaking of chicken nuggets and chickens, there is some people that that I've heard that I know, but just that some people believe that like chicken nuggets are from chicks, like baby chickens. No, guys, they're not. It would be horrible. No, it's not a full chicken. Chicken nuggets are from full-grown chickens. Zollin, how could you? I'm sorry. I had to test it. The chickens couldn't handle the voice of the rings roll. Goodbye, chickens. Yes. Oh no, the chickens. I'm so sorry, chickens. I feel so bad. All right, yonder Shire. Moving on. Here is the northern parts. This is Gamwit, which I like. Gamwitch, which I like. This area is pretty cool. It's like a swampy but giant oak tree, and there's some of the weeping willows. And there's a great spot to fish right here. I love this spot. It's very pretty. It's a pretty area. But this is why LOTRO is so cool. There's places, like, so we're walking through like the main towns and the roads, but you can just go off the beaten path and go in the middle of the forest, and most people won't even walk through the forest. And yet they have this giant place made for you, right? That's why I really appreciate just having fun scrolls or streams like this, or videos where I just kind of like run around and explore, because it's fun to explore it. I mean, this is the case for other MMOs too, but I just really like exploring LOTRO. All right, so we're gonna cross this river. I made the jump. We're gonna watch out for this black bear. They won't attack us anywhere. We're too low. We're too low level. I'm asking our one officer if he'll send a welcome mail to you that you just when you just joined our kinship. So now we're gonna see some old ruins of Ironshield. So you see an ancient castle here, which is pretty legit. All throughout Elraandor in Middle-earth's LOTRO, you will see ancient ruins, all themed with similar looks, because they were all part of the ancient ruins of Ironshield. And let's see if we can get into this castle and get a view. I kind of want to see if we can get a good view. So now it's kind of controlled by ruffians, but we're so high level they'll just ignore us. Let us through, please. Oh. Let's see, there are some legit pretty views up here. Oh, well, someone's low enough level they're getting shot at. All right, all ruffians, be silent. All right, they have all been slain by Zollin's roar. And also, I just finished a deed. Cool. Kill ruffians. Wait, I need to kill another 100 ruffians. Let's just slay ruffians while we're in here. Oh. Haha! Hello, my fellow friends! Baruch Kazan! Oh, they're dead. So I wanted to try to find a good visual, but I don't think there's a really spot to get high up. Oh, wait. No, that doesn't work. Ooh, I'll roll on that. I like ore. Alright. I'm gonna loot this supply crate. What did it have in it? Ooh, had some stuff. Bloodstones. Alright, here we go. This is the view. This is what I was looking for. Right here. Guys, don't fall off, but come check out this view. Wow. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So, we're looking south. This is all of yonder Shire. And then the Shire is where those hills are down there. Past. Right, where we just were. So Mickle Delving is right over the ridge of those green, fluffy outlines in the distance. So, look at how blue that water looks. Wow, that's cool. Oh! No! Tamwin, what have you done? Are you okay? Oh gosh, I don't know how you're gonna get back down. You might be able to slide down right there. It just waves. Yeah, so anyway, that's just beautiful. And I love the sky in this game. Look at that. Look at just... I'm just gonna like go away here for a second so you guys can kind of enjoy this pew. Here we go. Screenshot. Dink! That way is going to the west. So the Grey Havens will be that way. The Arid Lewin, the Blue Mountains, is Elvish for that, the name. And Thorin's Hall. That is all in that direction. That would be going eastward. Lonely Mountain would be kind of somewhere that way. And then north would be above us, obviously. Look at how cool this fortress is. Look at this. It's so cool. All right. Anyway, we better keep... I've said anyway too many times. I apologize. That is so cool. Gosh. I'm going to screenshot that real quick. All right, guys. For kinship, let's keep moving here. All right, so we're going to continue on. There is a very cool fortress that I'd like to show you guys in the middle over here. And then what we'll do is we'll see this fortress, and then we're going to go down to Longcleave. The old Lynx is cool too, but maybe we'll loop like this to Longcleave. There's a little pond back here. Oh, I'm running into a wall. I'm like, why did I stop moving? All right. Look at us, the Voice of the Rings kinship, riding along here with all of our wonderful community here on the channel, watching along. We appreciate you being here. I love the music, though. So good. How many expansions do you think Return to Moria will get? I don't know. I'm not sure. I've talked to the main director, John Paul, about it. He was really excited they even were able to do an expansion. It's coming. I don't know when it's going to be out. They haven't said yet, but they're going to add a whole nother story plot, continuing the story. They're going to add like NPCs and redo some stuff in the world where things are more reusable. And yeah, I'm really excited about that, Return to Moria. And then we have a really big expansion also coming out for LOTRO, which has had no info on it yet. They haven't said what it's going to be called, but we do know it's going to bring up the cap to 160. And that will be, I'm assuming, the beginning of November. So stay tuned. We're going to have lots of adventures. We'll probably be doing I'll be doing some solo stuff. We'll probably be doing some kinship leveling group things for 150 to 160. We all are doing different levels all the time, but yeah, it's pretty. These are pretty rolling hills. So here's one of the ancient fortress cities, basically. This is Bar Faroth. So this is basically a fortress city. Like, I mean, there would be thousands of people that would live in this building. Ow. Ow. So yeah, I just thought we'd do a quick look about here. Nice little pool, in case you want to wash your feet. Whoops, did I just get off my mount? I think I did. So anyway, there it is. There's some deer in here, a couple goblins occasionally. Is that another player? Hey, what's up, other player? Surprise! There's a bunch of us. Oh, bagpipe music! I love bagpipe music! Battle! Fight! Win! Then call me when you get back. I do love our visits. What am I quoting, guys? What movie? I took out a few words, so if you catch on, that'd be pretty good, but... Let me just say, they always say, no capes! Alright, so here is a beautiful shot going down the valley. Some water. Alright, so here's the real question. Can we jump this? Oh, is that a good bridge over there? Hold on. Guys, there's a good bridge on the other side. Let's not try to jump this one. That seems like a bad idea. It seems kind of like a Zollin Ironshield kind of idea. We're not going to do it today. Leroy! No, I'm just kidding. Just jumps the ridge. Jenkins. I was quoting Edma Mode from The Incredibles, by the way. That's when she's talking to what's his name. Bob, come when you get back, darling. I do love our visits. That's what she says. I hear music, but it's like so quiet. Alright, so let's go around. I'd like to grab that chest I saw, by the way, on the other side of the bridge. Alright, so we got lots and lots of goblins in here. Little stinkers. How about little dead stinkers? So my war chant is a 20-meter range, and it can hit 12 targets, and it doesn't do a lot of damage. But when I'm level 150 and they're only level 22, it does a lot of damage. What is this? It's a chest. We'll loot it. Alright, it had, let's see, what did it have in the loot? It shared 1 silver piece and 54 copper pieces between all of us, and there are some opals and a bloodstone. And okay, so we're gonna go out this way, guys. So everyone follow me out, so no one gets lost. Ooh, combat sounds are a little loud though. All right, you guys good? Just making sure our friend isn't getting killed, our lower level. All right, nice job, guys. Nice job. All right, we're gonna go this way. Bad goblin. I slapped the goblin down. Everybody out the window. If you're really special, you won't break your leg like I did. Alright, so there is actually a super, super awesome visual vantage point. We're going to go up here to see. And we're going to be closing to the end of our Hobbit Day stream here pretty soon, my friends. But don't worry, I will be back. I don't plan on going anywhere. Voice of the Rings channel will be here for, God willing, many years to come. Alright, let's go up to this rock. This big rock. We're going to go on top of that big rock. It's a beautiful little valley down there. We might skip going down to the valley just to save us time. Oh, we got boggarts. Classic. Just like Harry Potter. Except they're much different than what boggarts are in Harry Potter. It's very, very different. I really enjoy using the Copilot AI to introduce me to the history of NPCs areas. LOTRO store since I never read the books. Oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. True. All right, everybody up the mountain. Now, this is kind of like, I wonder if they built a fortress up here originally, the Numenorians, kind of like Sorry, well, Numenorians, yeah. When the Arnorians, they were Numenorian before, when they conquered this area, you know? Wow, look at that view. There's a little bit of a haze in the air, so we can't see quite as far from the weather, but that's a pretty awesome, like, view right there. Yes, it is awesome indeed. I like your little dragon pet. That's pretty cool. Well, this has been absolutely awesome. So much fun. And Longcleave is a very neat little hobbit village. So I'm going to skip the old links. We'll see that in another thing. I did a tour of this whole area on my tour playlist. So if you ever want to see the whole area, I cover it pretty in detail for 2.5 hours. So, you know, we split up our 2-hour stream here. Why don't we go down to the village to finish up? There's one of the other fortresses. There's the beautiful hill right there in valley. You can see some old Numenorian structures in the distance there, which I think are over in Evandin. So, actually, you know what? I just realized the top, that's a Numenos over that mountain ridge. The lake is like just right over there. The lake? That's kind of cool. Because man, they added Yundershire later. And realistically, again, if you were doing real geography from what Tolkien did with maps, there would be a farther distance between these points. But it is cool that they're all connected. They just scaled it down a little bit. But over that ridge, so that's the lakes over that ridge, and there's a Numenos. I love this whole area. Yundershire, Numenos, and Evandim. They're like some of my favorite regions in the game. All right, well, and there's the fortress city, but let's go ahead and go down to that cute little village right down there. All right, everybody, follow me with some crazy dwarf jumps. And jump. Ooh. All right, we're just gonna go down this valley spot. Oh man, we're four likes on YouTube from 60. If anyone hasn't done a like, be awesome. See if we can hit 60. That'd be really cool. And maybe we can hit like 100 later as a video. If you got all the way this far, people watching the stream, I appreciate it. But if you're watching this as a VOD later and you got all the way to the end, I appreciate that too. You can leave a comment. What was your favorite part? I don't know, you guys here live too. What was your favorite part, you think, today of this little exploring the lands? So this is Longcleave. It's really a pretty little area. A lot of people like this area. It's a cute little village up in the mountains. It reminds me a lot of where I go on vacation a lot in the Sierra Nevadas when I was young. So it gives me a little bit of nostalgia for real life. We're leaving Longcleave. Whoops, I need to go the other way. It's right over here, over this hill. Here it is, Longcleave. It's really pretty. And we've got the Roaring Bull Inn. We clearly are going to have to say hi to the Roaring Bull Inn. Don't worry, guys. I will not slay the chickens this time. All right, let's go into the inn here real quick for a second. Oh, it's got new music. Pretty. Wow, I really like this one. Oh my gosh, they have a goblin head over the fireplace. Wow, this is cool. It's so tiny. I feel so big as a dwarf in this room. It's such a tiny place. It feels very Hobbit. Hey, what's up? Look at that. He's got an actual bowl, like a full bowl mounted on. Wow, that's crazy.
I'm pleased to be of service.
Oh, thank you. Oh, there's stuff down here too. This music is awesome. It's rocking. Alright guys, well that was super duper fun today. Thank you everyone who was here live, and if you watch this whole as a VOD later, appreciate it. Really had an absolute blast today with all of you, and my kinship for staying along with me, again all our names. You see everybody. Some people had to leave during it. I know, a couple of us. But not everybody can walk around for 3 hours. I get it. Life, we got other stuff. I'm going to go ahead and walk back outside here. I love that music in there. It's awesome. Should make an ambiance video over there. I'll do that for you guys. Be on the ambiance video in a couple weeks. All right, my friends. Well, there is the beautiful ending of the of our event today. We'll just stand right here by these piggies. Oh, hey, it's Duck. Duck has made it right for the ending. Hello, Duck. Here, you can be in the raid. Just So Duck found out that there was a duck helmet in the game. So clearly he had to get the duck helmet. Oh, man. Well, anyway, thanks, Kinship, for hanging out, guys. That was fun. And again, thank you guys for being here. Tasman, you're still here. Good. Still in the chat. Well, you guys, before I forget, so our Kinship is on the server Glamdring. If you ever want to play with us, join the Discord. Let us know. We'll give you invites. We'll send you some welcome mail with basic rules and etiquette and stuff you know. Really highly recommend you join the Discord, voiceoftherings.com. Whether you're going to be in the Kinship or you just want to be part of the community on Voice of the Rings, we do have a Return to Moria community on there too, and some Battle for Middle-earth and other things and more, and just having fun and hanging out. So it's a really fun Discord. We try to keep it really happy and clean in there. And thank you to everybody else who was our event here. Before I forget, thank you so much for Hobbit Day. This is part of the playlist for all of these other wonderful content creators, my friends. You should check out their stuff as well. Thank you, Elf Friend, for hosting Hobbit Day 2025. And, yeah, see you guys soon. And again, if you also want to check out, me and Matt did a stream together. He streamed from his perspective and my perspective. We streamed from Return to Moria yesterday as well. It was quite fun. And we saw some of the builds that our team has done in Return to Moria. But I mean, I love LOTRO. It's a great game. So again, thank you Elraandor for being one of Zollin's company on Patreon, and Red for being a Royal Guard, and all my other Patreons. You're the best. Thanks for going above and beyond with that. I do this channel full time, so I appreciate it. But hey, liking and subscribing, that's still free. You guys should do that. And follow. I think follow is the free one on Twitch, right? But anyway, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next ones. Again, check out the link of all the other videos in the playlist. And Baruch Hazan Kuzan menu. I'm at your service and your families as always. And I'll see you in the next ones, my friends. Stay happy. All right, we'll do a little flip here. Whee! So that was a fun day. Fun day indeed. Yes, we are on the server Glamdring. Glamdring. Like the sword. Like this sword right here. This sword. Wait. No. This sword. That one. Glamdring. It's a great server, great community. All the servers have great communities. Whenever I'm complimenting Glamdring, don't think I'm putting down other servers. I'm not. They're all great. But if you want to play with Voice of the Rings, we're on the server Glamdring. It's a great server, has a huge population, super fun. People roleplay, people do hardcore stuff. It's really fun. We have a good time. So, and again, feel free to join our Kinship. Everyone's welcome. As long as they just follow a couple of those basic etiquette rules. Be nice to people. Don't be mean. Anyway, guys, have a great day, and we'll see you soon. That was a happy Hobbit day. That was super fun. I'm trying to think if I forgot something. Yeah, the links are down there if you want to join the Discord, and yeah, that's about it. See you soon. Cheers. See if I click the right button. See you soon. Stay happy.